Welcome in everybody to Womcast. It is literally the first episode ever, and it could be great, it could be completely awful, or it could be awfully great. But it's the first one, and the most important part of the puzzle is getting started. And these are our first guests. I'm gonna go down the line here, okay, everybody. And if you guys want to see who the guests are, you can go ! guests in the chat box. All right, in the chatter box. But also you could just look at their face. Okay, so here we go. Above me, it's like the Brady Bunch. You know, no one knows what that is. Okay, above me we have Calzone OP, the one, the only, the Cal, the beautiful, the amazing. Cal, can you tell us? Okay, I have a quick question for you.
Sure.
Can you tell us what kind of camera you're using? Because it looks really good.
Oh Jesus, it's an iPhone 4.
Perfect. Awesome. Great. I'm glad I spent so much money on my camera.
Yeah.
Wait, no, what is it actually though?
It's a Sony A7R2.
Okay. Well, that's too many numbers. Okay.
Yeah.
Up next.
That's why I said iPhone 4. There's only one number in that one.
Okay. Up next, we have the one, the only, the doo-doo. Okay. I love calling you doo-doo because people who don't know you it's just doo-doo. It's doo-doo, baby.
It's doo-doo, baby. Yeah.
Welcome in, doo-doo. I do have one question for you, if that's possible.
Please.
How did you get the name doo-doo?
Oh my gosh. So when I was born, my name was Dewey and my last name's Tran.
Okay.
So I just dropped the Y when making gamer names.
Perfect.
I know.
Absolutely. That was really deep, man. That was really deep.
It is. I didn't mean to open with so much emotion already.
That's good, man. I almost cried right there. Okay. Up next, we've got the one, the only, Broken Torah. Okay. And will you please tell everybody how many times I've carried you in Warzone?
It's got to be at least like 2.
Oh, dude, I thought you were gonna say 0. I mean, that's a win.
I'll give you 2. I'll give you 2. Honestly, I mean,
that's a freaking win,
you deserve
dude.
at least that, right? Can't make the host look bad.
Yeah, exactly right. You don't want to get to that point. Obviously, there's me. Don't worry about that. Also in the chat, don't be afraid to tell me if things look bad or something like that. Let me know because I'm new here, so don't be worried about that. Let's make sure we get it right. Okay, up next we got the most. Okay, Cal, you can't type in the chat and say terrible quality. Okay, all right, that's not fair. Okay,
It's streamers.
Okay, up next we have the one, the only, the newly set up background. Have I heard that he is an Outriders?
You shut up.
An Outriders part. What's it called again? It's called something.
It's an ambassador, bro.
He's an Outriders ambassador. If you don't know what that is, dude, then get with the program, dude. Okay, this is Rounded Tic Tac. Everybody, please give him a round of applause. Silent round of applause, guys. Come on, what are you doing?
Freaking Cal, man.
God, dude, come on.
Oh my god.
How you doing, Tic Tac? You good?
What's going on, Wombat? How are you, man?
Bro, your mic sounds good. Everything's.
We're getting there.
This man just had like an overhaul. All right, someone paid for sound alerts, which I forgot to turn off, so that's great. Yeah, so someone gave you applause, okay? And that's Jay Rard. Okay.
Oh, it was Gerard.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Gerard.
Okay. Hey, by the way, the camera looks good. This is like what camera is that?
Mine?
Yeah, it's a webcam.
Yeah, it's a webcam. It's the Aver Media 513. It's amazing for the price. It's
Yeah,
really,
that's
really
hot.
good.
That's
I just
hot.
want to note that has more numbers than mine.
Yeah, can you tell me about each one? Imagine I go into that. I'm like, well, yeah, tell me more about those numbers. Tell me more about what those numbers mean. And to you, I'm like, that's too long. That's way too long of numbers. Okay.
I don't know. Didn't you say you had a Sony? Right? How many numbers was on the back of that?
What?
4?
Yeah, what?
Oh, you have a lot of numbers.
I
Yeah, you have more numbers than all of us.
He got more numbers. He's like, you talking about followers? And maybe we are. Okay, up next, Tic Tac. Glad to have you, bro. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay.
No problem, Mr. Bat.
I did see someone ask. They asked if it was a if this was a cult initiation meeting, and yeah, it is. So
That's the surprise.
Thank God.
that's the surprise. Exactly. Up next, we have a good friend of mine, always a carry in Warzone and pretty much any other game, especially Valorant. I haven't played Valorant with you yet, but I've watched you play Valorant, and I'm like, how in the world? So, hey, this is Stop Casey, everybody. Silent round of applause. As much dead silence as possible. Wait, did you mute for that, dude?
I did not.
Dude, that's hilarious, man. That's perfect.
He's perfected that.
Well, welcome in, Casey. I'm super glad to have you. I see you got energy, stuff on deck there. Is that?
We can turn that around.
Have you ever just eaten that without water, by any chance?
No. You want me to?
Would you mind doing one scoop or no?
Oh, man.
We're not gonna do the extreme because I don't want to feel like I'm on crack.
Yeah,
But,
don't snort it. Maybe just like a.
Wait, what are we doing?
Real quick.
Casey's getting a quick little
Yeah,
just because it's our first one. It's our first podcast, and we just gotta.
It's your clickbait, right?
Wait, what is that? What is that?
That's Rogue Energy right there.
Hey, brand new.
Oh,
haven't
brand
tried
new.
it yet. We're gonna try it out.
Wow.
Cherry limeade.
Imagine you're just like, this is awful.
This is the best thing I've
It's
ever
his
had.
first sponsored stream.
He's like,
Hashtag sponsored.
I've
Hashtag
never-
ad.
he's like, I've never even tried it, dude. It just tastes, it tastes so bad.
It sounded so good, cherry limeade, like from Sonic. All right, I've never done this ever. Any type of protein.
It's so bad.
I would let
Hey,
you know.
You're gonna take a dry.
That's what he wants. That's what he's gonna get.
Yeah, here we go.
hope you have
This
water
is
on
definitely a
that.
cool
But you might want to
initiation.
go.
I would get something to spit.
Hey,
in.
hold on. Go half of that. Please don't do all that. Yeah. I don't want you to. I don't want you to.
Fish.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go then.
All right, boys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
There's no way.
How's it?
You just
Did
take
you
it
make
like
all-
a man?
That's nothing.
Is he chewing it? Are you?
Yeah.
What?
He's like, what flavors do I
Oh,
taste?
He's doing like a wine
Nicely
tasting.
on the back end.
Vanilla.
That was probably pretty awful.
That wasn't that bad. It's actually pretty good.
Take another one. Then.
Hell
I
yeah.
got chalk in the water. I just want
Serial
water.
killer.
Pass it over. All right.
Yeah. Pass it over to the next one. We all have one though.
Missed
Plot twist.
opportunity.
Okay.
That's actually really good. I should start doing it that way. Fuck.
That's a wait.
As
Really?
he chucks water with it.
Yeah, he's like, it's great.
Right?
This is the best sponsor I've had.
So good.
I gotta roast it down,
Okay, I do have a question for each and every one of you guys. Okay, we're gonna get started now. This is like where we're getting started. All right, we're
Okay.
diving in. Got a question for each and every one of you. Do you have hot sauce in your fridge?
No,
No.
Obvi.
No,
I-
no hot sauce at
I
all.
do.
I have hot
That's
sauce.
right.
I just don't have it in the fridge.
Oh, you just have hot. You do have hot sauce though.
Yeah, I have hot sauce.
Okay, could you all go grab hot sauce real quick?
Oh gosh.
All I got is sriracha. Is that fine?
That works totally fine. Yeah, that would be great.
I'll have to double check.
Okay, are we about to? Are we about to do something?
Can
with
I-
this
can
hot
I-
No,
sauce?
just grab it.
wait,
Just
wait.
grab the hot sauce,
Wait,
dude. Just
Oh,
freaking grab the hot
I'm not gonna be
sauce,
the only
dude.
one to do this.
I don't know
Okay,
about
hold on,
that.
let me get it.
I'll get it. I'm
I
all
definitely
right.
don't have
I
hot
won't be the
sauce.
first one to get up. Okay.
Oh yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
I'll get it.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and get the hot sauce. Go get the hot sauce, boys.
Cal, you
Well, I
gonna
asked
do
because I
yours?
have like the hottest hot sauce ever, so I don't
I-
want to like
Alright.
get that
It's
one
up
and
to
have
you.
eat it.
It's up to you, whichever
I'll
one you
go
want to
check.
grab.
I'll check.
But
I'm not
I would advise being nice to yourself.
Okay.
I can almost guarantee you that I don't, but I can double check.
Okay, if you don't have hot sauce, grab mayonnaise.
That's even worse.
I'm
I'd
sorry,
rather have
that's
hot
the
sauce.
that's the second
That's
one.
literally-
That's the
that's literally
second
the
one.
worst. I'm gonna have to double check then.
Okay.
Let's see your hot sauce.
Oh no, I don't have any hot sauce.
Oh, okay. Okay, so where's
This
your
is-
mayonnaise?
This is for my guests, dude.
Oh yeah, you're a funny guy.
Welcome. Wait, no, wait. Go. Okay, if you don't have hot, what else would you want to grab then? What else is special to you?
What
That is a
special to me?
what's your favorite condiment?
Mustard.
Like spicy aioli, but I don't have that.
Okay.
Ranch
You don't be
dressing,
so
you got that?
fancy, dude. Aioli. Okay, well, all right, everyone,
Blue
just
cheese, I don't
just-
have
What
that either.
happened?
boo and hiss at Cal for
Yeah,
after
boo and
this.
hiss it,
Okay.
Boo and hiss at me. Boo and hiss at me.
Okay.
Can't believe you didn't come prepared, man.
Okay.
I don't
We're
have these things.
what's gonna happen right now is we're about to do a series of questions.
Oh gosh.
Okay, we're about to do 5 questions. Whoever gets the highest number of questions right does not have to take a quick swig of the hot sauce.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Since we're all on computers, can we keep the hands like no Google?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you definitely don't Google these because they will be on Google for sure, okay? This is what I like to call Nick Trivia.
Oh shit.
We're just gonna grab some random facts about
These are the
me.
most random questions ever.
We're gonna grab some random facts about me and my life that I feel like you guys might know.
I know where you went to elementary school. Is that one of them?
Nope, that is not it.
You better change that question, Wombat.
I'm like, oh, freak, dude. Okay, this is an easy one. Okay, for all the homies. All right.
Wait, do we buzz in or are you gonna pick
yeah, how do
somebody?
No.
how do we-
Everyone's gonna answer. Or wait. Everyone
Right,
DM me. DM me. Oh no. Yeah. DM me. DM me your answer.
No.
So-
we write on a piece of paper, and on the count of 3, we hold it up.
Yeah.
You think gamers have? Oh, I actually do.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
gonna
you think I
say,
have
what kind of gamers have paper is what I'm about to say.
I got paper.
We have a
Oh.
$1,000 setup and no paper. What?
Wait. Okay. Yeah. If you guys got paper, grab it.
Dude, this is the
Okay.
I
OG.
don't, yeah, but I don't have a pen.
StarCraft 2, baby.
Hey,
StarCraft
Hey, can
2.
you get me a pen? I'm getting a pen. Hang on.
She's like, what
Bro.
kind of podcast are you on right now?
Hey, it's episode 1. Things are a little rough.
Yep,
you know?
yep.
So,
episode 1.
so I don't have condiments, but I do have Blue Moon. How does that?
Okay,
how does that
that's
go?
fine. That works.
That works.
That works. Except for that's like enjoyable, you know? That's like not even.
I mean, hot sauce is good too.
I mean,
There's always that one guy. Okay.
yeah, it
Like,
works.
here's what I
Yeah.
can do.
Well, there's 2 guys because you know somebody else. The great one, Beasley.
Yeah, yeah.
Do spoonfuls of salt, tablespoon.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Oh,
Hey,
fuck.
Oh. I mean, hey,
Another shot of red.
that'll work. Okay, so are we ready? Do you guys have paper and stuff? You guys are good?
I do not have any.
Okay, you DM
I'm
me
not
yours
good.
then, okay?
Okay, I'll get you.
Just give us some sign language for it. You know.
Yeah, I got you.
too.
Okay, here's the question, all right? Number 1. Oh, well,
What?
we already lost one.
What happened?
There you go.
I'm out.
I
Got
think Tic Tac
Paper
didn't
and
want to do
hot
it.
sauce, I'm gone.
The pressure was too much.
He's like, that's a no for me, dog. And he's out.
See ya.
We'll go ahead and
Well,
make a hot,
I
hot
lost
shot.
one, dude. Okay, is Tic Tac back? Are you back intact?
No. Hang on.
Oh, did the
Oh,
pup
no.
chew through your wires again?
Uh-oh.
No. Just my Discord crashed. Hang on.
Oh, okay, no worries.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Okay, right when I was about
Like-
to ask you, I was excited. I was like,
They're like, he didn't pay for nitro. Get him out of here.
get him
You had
out.
me like double check to see where my puppy was.
Dude, that's happened to us before. Like, my dog loves internet cables, and so whenever whenever there's internet cables and the internet goes out, it's probably that he chewed through it. But okay, here we go. Are you ready?
All right, I'm ready.
Yep.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Question number 1. Where did I grow up? Okay? Yeah, it's multiple choice. It's multiple choice. Don't worry. It's multiple choice.
Oh,
wait a minute.
Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry,
I
don't worry,
even know
don't
where
worry.
you live right now.
Don't worry. Okay. He's like, Casey's like, who the heck? Who is this guy even? Where
Dude,
did
he's
I
homeless.
grow
He has a
up?
home?
Okay. A. Australia. B. Los Angeles. C. Temecula. D. Idaho.
Not where you're living now, where you grew up, right?
Where I grew up.
That's easy.
Where do you live now?
Hmm?
Where do you live now?
Where do I live
You
now?
get like secrets.
What the heck?
I live in Los Angeles right now. I'll tell you that.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna go out on a. Okay, there you
Change
go.
plans, man.
And like right out the city for me, because I forget what I said for for the letters.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Stuff.
We are off to
Wait,
a
what
hot
was
start, ladies
D?
and gentlemen.
I don't remember what the hell D was.
What was D? D was Idaho.
Like the potato.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, are we ready?
Sure.
Let's get it.
Yep.
Reveal your answers. Okay, we
Oh,
got
it's back.
Temecula. Cal says Temecula. Dudu says Temecula. And we've got Casey had Temecula. I was like,
Yeah.
Casey.
Sorry,
Hold up.
Perfect. It's Temecula.
people.
Oh, I got it wrong.
Where
Shit.
is Temecula?
Right next to Marietta, the one that you sent
No
me.
freaking way. Marietta. Dang
Right
it.
next to there, bro.
Dang
Perfect.
It. Taking on the guy from Illinois. Gosh.
Wow.
I think I've
All right.
Taken on too much
Unbelievable.
I can chew.
Okay. Also, I didn't. Here, let me do this as well.
How many?
Let me go here.
questions are there?
How many questions are there? It's a great question.
Yeah.
Gosh dang it.
That was a great question. I'm
Is
glad
there
you
a way to
asked.
flip me?
Huh?
Is there a way to flip me? Because I know mine came out backwards.
Yeah, mine did too.
Oh, that's
Yours
okay.
came out
Whatever.
forwards for me, I think.
That's all right. We'll get the idea.
Maybe not.
That's for me.
Okay,
I'm
Cal,
normal,
you've
but-
got a point. Okay. Doo-doo, you're at 1. I didn't prepare this. Tora, no way. Not at 1.
yeah.
0.
I feel like that should be given.
Tic
like that's
Tac,
a
you were
given.
at 0 too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You look like a farmer, so I mean, I went with Idaho.
Perfect. Okay, so Casey, you got that right as well. I don't know how you got that right, but you know what? You could have.
Well, I wrote B. That's why I asked, where do you live now? Because I was like, well, shit. I
Wait,
just went with it.
True.
I don't even know what Temecula is. It sounds
Yeah.
like a foot
Yeah,
disease.
what's a Temecula?
what sounds like a foot disease? Well, if you guys ever have the opportunity, my stream, this is like a legendary video on my stream. Just look up "We Love Temecula" on YouTube, and you'll see all about it. It
Uh-oh.
shows you everything about it. We won't watch it now, but
Something I want to see, or is this?
yeah, no, it's not. It's not any bad kind of movie or anything like that. Okay,
This is the
next
most
question,
clever
everybody.
way
And that's
to
why
get
he's not
streamer
there anymore.
communities to
Yeah.
Wombat.
Okay, next question. We got to get through these. Okay. How long has Nick been streaming? All right. 1 year, a year and a half, 2 years, or 3 years?
I hear typing. Who's
Yeah.
cheating?
That's
that
mine.
one-
Sorry, because that's
Yeah,
for me and Nick. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm googling how long has Nick been streaming.
Let me click on your name real quick on Twitch. Let me find out.
Let me
I'm writing on a pamphlet that came with my camera because I don't have any paper. All right, I'm ready. I'm buzzing in.
I'm
the
ready as
worst
well.
game ever.
I've been in.
I'm ready.
Was that a joint? Is that what you held up to the
It's a shitty ass pen that came with this notepad. It's so hard to write with.
Tic Tac's like, oh, me too, bro. Everyone just starts holding up their fucking thing. Okay, all right. Okay, so go ahead and reveal your answers.
I put 2 years.
Yeah,
Mine's
he did 2.
1.5.
2, 1.5. Year and a half. Is that what that is? Their tick?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Year and a half.
All right,
Year
I'm
and a
making
half
this
it
perfect.
is. Year and a half it is. 2 years in May.
2 for 2, baby. Only
Unbelievable.
one. I love it.
Oh wow. Okay.
2 years in
Oh,
May.
there's a spot on my face. Hang on.
Okay, well,
Casey, you're kind of killing it right now, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Damn.
I'm
My
just winging
original
it.
answer was 1.5.
Oh no.
yeah.
Got to go with the gut, dude. Okay, Casey's
Gotta
got
go
2.
with the gut.
TikTok, you got 1.
Call
Tori,
me
what'd you
TikTok
say?
again.
You said 2 years, right?
Okay.
Okay.
I said 1.5.
Nope, I see it right here. Okay, this is what we got right here, folks. Right now, it's coming down to some pretty important things here. Casey looks like he's not gonna have to take the hot sauce shot. He really doesn't want to do it. So, it's looking good for him. He's got 2 points. He's in the lead. All right, everyone. That's what that means.
You got the hot ones hot sauce, right? That's
I
what that is,
did.
right?
Yes, sir. I did the Hot Ones challenge. I own all 10.
Oh shoot, dude!
How's
I
the
want to
bomb?
do that actually, but I'm terrified to do it.
The bomb is the worst thing you'll ever have in your life.
Okay, next question. All right, this is literally for your whole entire life. The hot sauce that you are going to consume could possibly be the end of your life. Okay, all right, here we go. Let me keep moving here. What was my first job? Sales, restaurant, broista, or a sign
Who?
twirler?
A broista?
Sales, restaurant, broista, which is like a barista, but it's a bro. You know,
Is this your first ever job, or what you're doing right before you're
my
streaming?
first ever job.
Okay.
Adult job or any job? Like you got
say the
paid?
options again.
I got paid. The first thing that I got paid to do. And
So
I mean,
stripping.
legally.
It's-
You know what I'm saying?
It's not on that list. I was gonna say, it's not on that list.
You know what I'm saying? Legally.
So how old were you when you had it?
Ooh. that's a good
How old was I?
Yeah, how old were you? That was
Okay, that's a good. I will
that
give
would
this. I'll
frame
give
my-
I'll give a clarifying answer to this. Okay. All right.
yeah.
I was 18.
All right, and what was A, B, and C, D again?
Okay, so it's sales, restaurant, broista, or sign twirl.
Restaurant cook or waiter?
Just worked at a restaurant.
Just the establishment.
I mean, a broista could technically be at a restaurant,
Yeah.
so that's
But
like confusing.
no.
I mean, there you go.
Okay.
It could be
Just
like
put your
Bad
answers in.
preparation, honestly.
yeah, yeah. Starbucks sells food. Is that a restaurant or is there? I don't know.
We'll have to see. We'll have to
Need
see.
to find out.
Okay,
I'm ready.
please prepare your
Oh,
answers, and if you're ready, in 3.
I'm not. I can't write that fast.
Okay, sorry.
And I also don't know how to spell a
Spell
certain
right.
word. So
That's okay. We will not judge you for it. All right.
lit. To this day I have no idea how to spell it. So now you guys
Perfect.
know my answer. Ready?
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know what answer you are. Because I'm the
Dude,
same
I
way.
can't-
I'm the
I
same way.
can't-
Okay. Alrighty. Please reveal your answers.
I said restaurant.
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 Everyone said restaurant?
Yeah.
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 The answer was broista.
Damn it! I had that first look. I
In the
scribbled
back
it
of my
out.
mind, I'm like, there's
I
no way
scribbled
Nick
it out.
wasn't a sign twirler in high school.
The answer was broista, dude.
Yeah, I had
Absolutely.
that, and they made
The
me
arm
change
tat,
it.
the
Over three.
beanie. That
The
makes so
beanie.
much sense.
Exactly. Yeah, you should have seen it there. So 0 points for everyone there. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know
Nice.
why you guys' cameras are getting a little bit pixelated
think-
here.
Yeah, mine did too.
Let me
should've-
disconnect and come back. I'll be right back.
It's that bandwidth.
I should have rocked with the first answer. You know?
You didn't get
Actually-
that
actually, they're
nitro
kinda like-
bronze,
Happened
yeah.
twice.
Hold on.
Oh, it's over.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's over. We're done.
See
Oh,
ya.
I moved spots. That's better. I
Wait
see.
a minute. There's some disagreements
Yeah,
in your chat, Nick.
Whoa, wait,
There's some
whoa.
disagreements in your
What'd they
chat.
say? What'd they say?
We have a potential.
Jordan is calling you out.
What'd she say?
Uh
She
oh.
said you weren't a barista at 18.
It was like around then. I don't freaking know. It was
We
like...
got scammed, guys. Take that
I don't-
sign down behind you.
Oh,
Okay.
Out of here.
Shots for
Yeah.
that.
Take it down.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? We'll just clear the board then. That question didn't count. Oh wait, no one got it right. Okay, here we go.
When I
This,
got a half right, can I get a half a point? Like I wrote it.
yeah.
Screw
Then
it
you
up.
know what? I like you. So you know what? You get 3 points for that one. I'm just kidding. All right, this next question,
Rim.
everybody, is literally for all the marbles. All right, and I'm gonna do something a little special with this question. This question is worth 2 points.
Okay.
So that's trouble. That's a lot of trouble. So be
Dose
very,
for the
very
Spanish
careful
viewers
when
out
you do that. You're like those for Spanish viewers out there. Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
so what is my dog's name?
Oh,
Okay.
I know that one.
Is
Wait, how
it?
many dogs do you have?
I have one dog. Well, my brother has a dog that lives here too.
I think
But
I think what would make this question even better is if you didn't give a multiple choice.
Yeah.
no, you guys can't do that. No, it's not fair, dude. Okay, here it is. Okay, what is my dog's name? A. Chip. Oh, sorry, I need to go full screen on this. What am I doing? So new here. A. Chip. B. Winston. C. Nick Jr. D. Scout.
There it is.
That Scout sounds good. I'm not gonna lie.
It's
pretty good. It's a pretty good name, huh?
Real nice.
Who's googling right now?
like you would find that on Google. Like, what's
I mean,
Loaded
I just
Wombat's
did.
dog? Yeah, guy, like I
That's
did.
how I got the answer.
Okay, are you ready though?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Please reveal your answers.
Dun,
Put
dun, dun,
Winston.
dun, 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 dun.
No.
Oh no! Okay, we got Winston. Casey did not know my dog's name. We will now kick Casey from the
Yeah,
call.
see ya.
Everybody, he's so embarrassed. Dude, I was like, I bet you there's gonna be someone who doesn't know my dog's name, and then it's gonna be everyone's gonna be like, wait, you don't know Nick's
Are
dog's
you
name?
kidding me?
My dog carries my stream, by the way. So if you guys don't know, he definitely
sure
carries.
it does.
Okay, so we have a tie right now.
Oh, we're all two?
I actually
This-
knew it. I just purposely threw that so I can make it fun.
Good. That's
I
nice
think
of you.
this
Team
whole
player.
this whole trivia is just a giant plot twist to see how well you actually listen when you play with Nick.
Exactly. I just want to see
That's
if I
what
have
it
any real friends. All right.
Friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all it is.
Exactly.
What's the
So
scores here?
I see your facade.
right now we've got Cal at 3, Dudu at 3, Torres at 2. We got Tic Tac at 3 and Casey at 2.
Ooh.
Well,
Now, what we could do here, we could
playing
end
for
it
winner
now.
or not loser.
if you win, you don't have to do it. Now, I think what we're going to end up doing here is we're out of time for this stupid game that I planned. Okay. So what we're going to do is 3 people win and 2 people have to take a hot sauce shot.
Absolutely.
I
And-
rock, paper, scissors.
Sounds good.
All right.
sounds good.
I'm going
Thank
to
you,
take a quick poll. Who thinks that we should do that? Our winners, do you guys think we should do that? And our losers.
How about Casey and I rock, paper, scissors for the hot
Yes.
sauce?
Yes. Great idea. Perfect.
Yeah,
Awesome.
That or we both just do it. We just take it.
I like
Wait,
Casey a lot.
you're willing to down Rogue Energy out of powders. I mean,
Casey's ready,
another
dude.
level.
Hey.
I mean, Casey's kind of ready, dude.
Oh,
Casey, you gotta do the bomb.
Wait, is that the bomb?
no,
Classic.
no.
I was like, don't do that.
No.
He's out of commission for the rest of the podcast if we do that.
I'm not.
So are we saying that he? Oh, I gotta join video. Leave video real quick. It got really blurry for me.
We got
I
to
think
mark
that's
this
the focus,
day.
maybe,
A
no?
man taking caffeine and hot sauce.
Usually I turn it off.
Oh, okay, cool.
On stream.
And drink
Yeah.
beer.
So if he
Yeah.
does it, he
He's just
technically
like-
lost the rock paper scissors, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, let's do this, man. Let's just have both of you do it, Tora. You know, wouldn't that be fun?
Gotta try freaking Frank's Red Hot.
That's not
wing
bad at
sauce.
all. You're good.
Oh, get
Oh.
the fuck out. Sorry. Get out of here.
My
I hate hot
32-year-old
sauce.
kid
I
eats
actually hate the
that.
taste of it, guys. Like that's gonna be the worst part. It's not gonna burn. It's just gonna
Okay.
That's
be
wing
nasty.
sauce. That's not even a hot sauce. It's wing sauce.
That's like what they do to make buffalo sauce. They use that.
It's
Really,
called red hot sauce. What do you mean it's not hot sauce? It's got red
It's
hot
just
sauce on the
wing
front.
on the bottom.
really quick, guys.
Doesn't
Before
have to-
you do it, okay, I'm gonna play some epic music under you. You won't be able to hear this, so just believe that there is epic music being played on stream during this moment. Okay.
Okay.
Are you ready? I will tell you when to drink. And
Plot twist, everyone
How
has
much
to
are we
do it.
drinking? How much are we drinking?
just
I'm just
give it
taking
a
a
little
swig.
swig. Just give it a
I'm
healthy
taking
swig. You know.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Whole bottle?
Whole
I-
bottle. Dude, Casey's insane. He'll do anything.
He's on one, man.
Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do it. That's
That just tastes nasty.
pretty. That's pretty
Not
healthy.
coming out.
He's going for second.
Bro,
That
what the
just tastes
fuck?
nasty. I hate it.
The
Wait.
hell?
Wait, did
We
you
just
even
take-
drink?
It's not coming out.
You know,
broken.
You gotta shake it. You gotta shake it.
No, he does not.
No, you
tap
really
the end.
do on those bottles.
I see it.
You do.
We're good.
You do,
Good?
'cause this shit's thick.
It's thick, dude.
Shit, okay.
I think we should take a second to appreciate Casey's wonderful sleeve.
Oh, absolutely.
'Cause
I
That
agree
is
with that.
that is pretty badass.
That's something,
Oh,
man.
wait, what the? Wait, did you get
Ooh.
like some more of it done or something? Because I feel like I haven't noticed that.
I fully finished it back in May.
Okay, well then, yeah, I would have seen it before then. Jeez, dude.
Hmm.
That looks ridiculous.
That's insane.
How many hours of work is that?
A shit ton. I couldn't tell you honestly.
Like
but
a lot.
each piece was probably anywhere from 2 to 3 hours.
What is going on with TikTok right now? What is that?
Oh, he just put on some glasses real quick and a
Okay.
crown, you know?
Nick's throwing a lot of shade. You know, I gotta.
Yeah, just throwing it up there. Okay, well, hey, hopefully you guys enjoyed my little game, and you had a good time. Now,
Great.
do you guys have toilet paper in your house? You're like,
my God.
like, wait, what? Just
Actually-
random crap. You're like, I thought we were
How's
gonna
that?
talk about stuff. No, but we will. Let's talk. Let's talk about stuff. So we've got a whole bunch of everyone here is a streamer right now, and that's not necessarily going to be always the case on this podcast. But everyone here is a streamer. I do want to talk about some topics that people would maybe some people would agree on and some people wouldn't. Which is kind of normal for a podcast where you would bring up things that people would maybe agree with and some people wouldn't, and then they all of a sudden you guys start fighting and then I clip it and then I put it up. You know what I mean?
Sounds great.
Perfect. Okay. So let's first topic religion. All right.
Second topic.
We're gonna ease in real quick. Nice and slow.
Actually, the first thing I want to talk about, and I would love to get your guys' input on this because there's so much talked about it on Twitter or so much talked about it on like YouTube videos or whatever. But I want to talk about the discoverability on Twitch and how, if you think we need to fix it, or if you think we need to add to it, or if you think we do not need to add to it, like in terms of discoverability and all that kind of stuff. So anyone who wants to start off, go ahead and just share your thoughts.
So what discoverability do you see on Twitch?
I think
there is none.
Oh, you
There is
think
none.
there's no discoverability?
There's none.
Yeah.
Is everyone in agreement that there's like no discoverability?
I can
there's
always
none.
say my recommended page are people that I follow. So
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Right.
like how is there any discoverability if it's all recommended? But
Okay. Yeah. What else?
mean,
Like what?
I found some people through recommended, like especially because the game I play is a very small community, or I did play. So if you're playing it, your name pops up. You're one of like maybe 10 people, 20 people streaming that game. So that recommended has brought me to an occasional person. But like if you're streaming something like COD or Battle Royale or anything like that, it's like my recommended is like Nick Merckx. Like I don't like
Yeah.
he's not enough viewers. I'm good. Like let me go find somebody who's got less. And then besides that, there's no real way to find streamers that are starting out or that may not be have 10,000 people watching them, so they're not higher up in the queue, because that's all that matters. And that's why that number is so important to so many people, because that is the discoverability on Twitch. That little number that tells you how many people you got watching you can be the only way more people can watch you, which is messed up.
Yeah,
Like
I
you
mean,
could be putting on a fantastic show and no one's ever going to see it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it reminds me of like Instagram, right? Before they switched up discoverability, like people will just game the system, right? So I think the lack of discoverability, yeah, it sucks because you can't. I agree with everything Tic Tac just said, but at the same time, it's kind of cool that people can't just game the system to get to the top. I don't know. That's kind of my 2 cents. Would I love it to be better? Yeah, but like people find a way to game it once things are announced of how discoverability works on a platform.
yeah, I mean, the whole algorithm thing kind of makes discoverability really difficult too for smaller content creators, because small content creators can't really figure out algorithms. I mean, that's what helped TikTok blow up, was people using the right hashtags, people figure out the proper time to post. I mean, I went on Google the other day just because I was curious. I said, what's the best time to post a TikTok? And they have 3 time slots and different time slots every day of the week. So like on Monday morning, it's like 6 a.m. In the afternoon it's 3, and then it's like 11 p.m. If you don't post on those 3 time frames, you're probably not going to get many views. And I mean, right now, I think the best way that people are finding people on Twitch is simply by switching, like reversing the roles of filtering, by saying, okay, I want to find somebody that doesn't have that many followers or watch or viewers. Let's flip to, less to most. And then the same thing with like family friendly content tags and all these different things, battle royale tags. I mean, that's really all they have. And I mean, I do see Twitch trying. I mean, I'm the first one to talk bad about Twitch all the time, but I do see Twitch trying, because they're trying out this new channel point redemption thing where if your community redeems this many channel points, they can up you on the recommended page so more people will find you. I mean, they're trying to find cool ways to do it. It's just difficult because there's thousands and thousands and thousands of small streamers that are going from 1 to 4 or 1 to 5 viewers all at the same time on Twitch. I mean, how do they find a fair way to recommend all those people at the same exact time? I just don't know if it's possible. But
Have you guys all heard about that? The whole boost this stream thing
Yeah,
that came out?
I did hear about that. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
It's kind of
I think
strange.
it's awesome. I think it's awesome. Depending on how it's implemented, I think it could be very
Yeah.
cool.
I think the
what's-
execution's everything though, because how like they had this whole thing with the channel points to use it to create cool things and create content with the channel points, whether it be to hydrate or posture check or whatever it may be. But now that if you're going to be saving all your points to go boost, how like then that kind of defeats the whole purpose of the channel points. Or is the purpose of the channel points just to boost your streamer? Like, and then it didn't Mixer do something like that? And I mean, look where they are now.
Well, I think that's not like why they're there, right? Like that's not like.
I mean, you know.
Like you're like the channel points took them down, bro, and we're gonna go down if we've got the channel points. No, I mean I get that. I think
I agree.
yeah.
If it's implemented poorly, it's going to be a disaster. If it's implemented correctly, because I didn't even think of that. Like, if the whole point was of channel points to be interactive things for your stream, and now your 30 or 100 viewers are all just saving them so they can boost your channel, then it kind of makes channel points redundant in the first place. But on the other hand, if you have a new game you're waiting to come out, and you're really like going to push that game, or you have a big event coming, and you're doing a charity event, something like that, and then your entire community can boost you that day, and it works how it's said to work, and I think that could be pretty cool, personally.
But with that, it could also be gamed like anything else. So let's
Well,
say
go ahead.
let's say you want to, because there's stupid services all over to, I'm sure you guys have gotten follow botted before. I have. A lot of my friends have. A lot of big streamers have as well. And what's to say that they wouldn't implement some sort of a system? Well, they'll follow you for X amount of time, keep you lurked for however long, amass crazy channel points for 1,000 channels, and then hit you all at once. Like, how do they stop that? How do you they can't even do DMCA. How are they going to do that? Like, that's ridiculous.
No, that's a good
There's
point.
always
Fair
a way to
point.
game it. And I don't see what I think is really cool about Twitch. Like, yes, the discoverability sucks, but it also makes your audience a lot more valuable. Whereas if you like per se, but if you go to like TikTok, right? Anybody can get followers on TikTok. I posted a stupid ass video on TikTok and it got 2 million views and it got me like a bazillion followers, not a bazillion, but a bunch. But at the end of the day, they leave and they never come back and you never see them again. And it just messes up your algorithm. Now, what's to say that's not going to do the same exact thing for Twitch? I know it's different. The algorithm's different, but I'd rather keep like the barrier to entry is kind of what I think keeps Twitch a little bit of more appealing than anything else. You don't want it to be saturated like TikTok, where anybody can just post random stuff and just game the system, like you said earlier.
Well, my thing is like, because now you can do that Monster Cat thing, right? Where you pay for $5 for a month and you automatically get affiliate after 30 days,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
But
That's another conversation.
But here's the
Right.
thing, though. If you can get affiliate, that doesn't mean anything. Like, it
Right.
doesn't. It really does. If you're not putting on something a little unique, or you have a personality to carry your stream, you can get affiliate in a day. It doesn't matter. If you're not doing anything to bring people back, and that's the hard part about TikTok in particular. The people with a lot of followers, they do the same kind of thing, and people go there to watch that specific content, but they're not really there for the person, they're there for the content. On Twitch, like you said, it's more of a like intertwined kind of community. You get to know people, like I've met some of my viewers like IRL. Like, I wouldn't do that on
Same.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, it just sounds crazy when you say that.
Yeah.
The hardest thing ever though too is getting people to come over from like TikTok. Like, I've seen so many content creators spend so much time on TikTok and they still they grow in like 3 viewers and they hit millions of followers on TikTok. Because sometimes people don't care about your streams. They just like the 20-second clip because people get lost in TikTok and they just scroll. And so, yeah, it's just super tough to kind of toe that line. And with this whole discoverability thing, I mean, the hardest conversations I have with streamers when they're first starting is like, okay, like I've texted my mom, I've texted my friends, so they'll tune in so I can hit affiliate. I'm like, okay, great, but who's going to be tuning in once you hit affiliate? Because they're not going to be there anymore. Like, who's going to be there to sub? Who's going to be there to give bits? Who's going to be there to be a foundation for your community? And it's hard to do that when your discoverability is tough on Twitch, but thousands of people have been able to do it. So what's different from them, and like, what did they do right? I think that we rely too much on Twitch for them to help people discover us rather than ourselves putting in the work and saying, hey, what can I do to help people discover me outside of my streaming hours?
Yeah, I think when it's kind of like it could really fit on a graph. Like, when you introduce more discoverability, that brings in more competition. So I think a lot of people wish for like crazy amounts of discoverability on Twitch, but they would be surprised with the type of competition that would come out of the woodwork to take over. And so that's the thing.
Something similar.
Yeah, it's really something that is like, if like everyone's like, I just want to be discovered and all this kind of stuff, and people just don't understand that I'm here, And it's like, well, I mean, yeah, but they probably do understand that you're there, and you're just not necessarily bringing people back. You know what I mean? Because like I'm somebody with that, right? I have like 4,000 followers. I don't have 4,000 viewers. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not how it necessarily works on Twitch or whatever. But you just kind of, you try to get as many of those people coming back as possible. And that's the thing, is like, I think a lot of people, they're like, I just need more discoverability. I need to be out to new people. And it's like, maybe making an impact on the people who have been there or do stop by, to try to stop by more, versus worrying about something you can't control, you know? And so I think that's the hardest thing with like discoverability is like YouTube is hella discoverable, but it's also really competitive. And so once you jump into YouTube, it's like you got to really find your way through the nooks and crannies to really figure out how to get a video to do well. And so it'll be that same exact thing when Twitch becomes, and I say when because they will work towards that at some point. When Twitch becomes more discoverable, it is going to be a lot higher of a threshold for people to like for content. And like how often, not only like necessarily how often, but how like interactive, how good, and how crazy. You know what I mean? And so I think it'll be really interesting to see at that point, because I think a lot of people are going to expect Twitch to remain like a gaming website. And I don't think it's going to necessarily just be people playing video games over like like their face cam over a video game for forever.
It's not that now. It's not that now.
Yeah.
You can't even get away with that now.
Yeah.
Like just playing like that's back in like soda popping days, like the like the founders of Twitch. It was like
You're the only ones on there, so everyone found
right,
you.
you just threw up a game, you played, and that was it. You were just hanging out with people who enjoyed the game. And besides that, back then to be able to stream, you had to jump through so many loops and like write your own code and like all this other crazy stuff. And it like barely worked. That whole train, that whole bus, that whole train of thought is done. Like people, when people ask me, you know, like I've been playing this game, nobody's coming. I've been playing this game for I'm doing 18-hour streams and I get one chatter maybe. It's like, yeah, well, you don't have a webcam, you don't have any interactivity, you're not talking. Even if there's nobody there, you're not talking.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not coming to watch a video game. There's like 9 times out of 10, I'm not. There is the occasional time I want to check out a game before I purchase it. Then, you know, I'll just go click on a random streamer or something like that. Or if I'm playing a game at the streamer's also playing and I'm stuck and I want to ask them a question about it, then that's about the game. But besides like those 2 things, I'm clicking people that I talk to, that I have a conversation with, that, you know, that I have like a meaningful relationship with. At least it feels that way. Who knows if it really is, but you know, that's why you know, you go into those crazy like XQC or something like that and the whole thing is just emotes. Like that's not what I'm looking for on Twitch. Plenty of people are, obviously, but that's not something that I'm looking for personally on Twitch.
Dude, any thoughts on that whole side of things with the discoverability and all that good stuff? Or
It's kind of like what I said earlier in terms of like when you have more discoverability, to your point, more people are going to come in. But at the same token, like if I think about it from a business level, there's no incentive for Twitch or Amazon, right? Anyone up the chain to have more discoverability of streamers, right? I think what they should focus, and I think as streamers, we probably want the same thing, or at least I do. I can't speak for you guys, but I'd rather have them focus their money on discoverability of Twitch. So more people coming into Twitch versus helping individual small streamers grow up. Because the more you do that, that'll allow people to game the system, and then you're just promoting lower quality content, right? Like you guys said, the folks who just kind of jump in, only been streaming for a week, a month, want a bunch of emotes and discoverability. I think it works against quality, which is Twitch is known for right now, right? That's why Mixer and Facebook Gaming, YouTube, like they don't work as well because the quality isn't there in terms of the content that's being pushed. So
I see that for sure. I think this transitions into like really the next topic I want to bring up, like really well, is small streamer burnout. So like things that kind of like make, I don't know, there's like tons of different reasons why people kind of burn out, or maybe you have those days where it like kind of sucks or whatever. But I want to talk a little bit about like your guys' experience with that. Everyone here is pretty much a small streamer. I would say TikTok, you're like medium to large. And,
I don't know about
you know,
me,
but I would say like we've all experienced that case, or even if you're not a small streamer, you experience burnout and stuff like that. And so, when we look at that, like what are some of the things that you guys have experienced? What are some of the things that you've done to combat that, or maybe some of the ways you haven't combated it yet, or stuff like that?
Okay. I think the best way to do it is limit your actual streaming and focus more of your time on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or Twitter or wherever. I like, for me personally, I only stream like 3 times a week max. Like I try my best not to do it, and I try not to do like, you know, like 8 hours or something like that. Like I'll try to do like 3-4 hours like tops. And I think that really helps me, because back when I was like actually gaining like discoverability, I guess, on Twitch, I was doing like Fortnite customs and stuff like that, and I would try to do it 8-10 hours a day for every single day, and it was fun. It was really fun. But after a while, you're just gonna get burned out no matter what. Like it's just the way it is. And then you got to deal with stream snipers and trolls and this and that and little kids and you're basically being a babysitter at that point. But that was for a specific situation, I guess. But
Yeah.
as far as that goes, I think cutting down the streams, I think is the biggest thing that you can do. Because like me personally, like I have 7,500 followers on there. Most of them are probably from Fortnite customs. And right now, whenever I stream, like I streamed 8 hours yesterday. You know how many followers I got
How
from
many?
that 8-hour stream?
How many? Really? Okay.
Yeah,
3. No, I'm just kidding.
You're like,
zero.
you can't-
Zero.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Like that's like there's no like
Yeah.
for me like personally that's just the way it is.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's days where same for me. Like
Yeah.
I'll go through a stream and have like I don't know if it like bounces out where maybe like some people unfollow me when they see my go live and they're like, wow, that guy's an idiot, and then like
that
some people
happens to me.
follow or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I don't know how that
Mhm.
works out, but some days it'll equate out to 0 or 0 followers in particular and whatnot, which is kind of like, yeah, it is kind of weird to look at that. Like you think,
Mhm.
oh shoot, like if you stream for like this many hours, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Something I always look at with that though is like right now it's like all about for me building a foundation
Yes.
to build upon. So like even if if I'm not seeing any new followers in that stream, I was able to like take care of the people that were there and make that like the best experience possible for those people who can make it. Like even if it's like they stop by for a minute, I
Yep.
want that when they see my name again, I want them to be able to be like, I'll click on it. You know, he wasn't too
Absolutely.
overbearing. He wasn't too this or he wasn't too
I
that.
have
I'll click on it.
I
Yeah.
have a pretty unique perspective on that because
Yeah.
so the game
Mm.
I got like partnered off of and stuff was just so these guys know was Fortnite Save the World. That game is dead at the moment. Like it's dead. They basically killed it off. Like they basically paragoned it. If you guys know what that means, like it's just there's no new content. There's no new nothing, right?
Yes.
Very recently, I haven't been playing it on stream for months now, and at least 4 or 5 times a day, I'll have somebody come in and they'll be like, "Why aren't you playing Fortnite? Play Fortnite, play Fortnite," right? And then I'm like, "No, there's nothing to do in the game. I've played it for 3.5 years, and now there's nothing new coming. I can't play it anymore. Like I just can't do it anymore."
Mhm.
And I like in the back of my head, they're probably like, "Oh, unfollow," right? Or another thing that comes in, somebody will come in, they'll say hi, and then they'll do exclamation point followage, and they'll be following for like a year and a half, and I'll be like, "Hey, do you still play Fortnite?" And they're like, "No, I play COD now," and then they never answer me again, most likely unfollowed. And
Yep.
then it's just it's a weird situation playing a game that has like died. Like people no matter what game you play, yes, every single game has a certain lifespan. That like I get that 100%, but like uh in Fortnite Save the World's case, the developers killed the game early. Like the game's not even finished. They say it's finished, but it's not. There's a whole like chapter missing. And to simultaneously have your game no longer have updates, and you not play the game because of that, it really reflects on the amount of people, or like you said, that foundation that you want to build. Because like there were times where I had like 500-600 people in my chat, and it's not like that anymore because I'm not playing that freaking game. It really is a crazy thing. Twitch is a crazy monster. It really is. And maybe that's on me because I didn't build a strong enough foundation. But when my channel was doing really well, I didn't experience burnout mainly because of the community that I had built at that point. I was playing basically to hang out with my friends. Like the
Mhm.
game wasn't important to me. It was talking to chat. That's what was important to me. And like keeping that conversation going and having fun and cracking jokes and making fun of people, your friends
Yeah.
and stuff. And
Yep.
that's kind of what it boiled down to. It wasn't about the game anymore. And now it's really not. But it's just like I said, Twitch is a whole different animal. It really is.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like I'm still a super small streamer, I average like 9 or 10 viewers right now. And for me, the streaming burnout didn't, especially when I was first starting out, it didn't come from streaming. It came from the interactions I had while streaming. I mean, if you're a super small streamer and you're playing Warzone, you know the entire time you're getting 11-year-olds coming in, they follow, and then you're like, heck yeah, I got to follow. And then they say, hey, they do the dreaded question, hey, can I play? And then you're just like, did you read the chat rules? Like, no, we're not doing that right now, but you're more than welcome to hang out. And then you like get off your stream, you notice you like lost 3 followers. You're like, well, they probably unfollowed. I mean, granted, now that I'm growing, I get exhausted from streaming. I never truly realized how exhausting streaming really was once you start having to entertain a community. I don't think a lot of people recognize that at all, actually.
No, not at all.
But it just became exhausting, and now I do get exhausted from streaming. But I mean, there's multiple days where I'm like, I don't really want to, but I have to because I need to keep a schedule. I need to, the people that are there are waiting for me. Like I care about my community, and I think that in order to kind of avoid that streaming burnout when you're first starting out, or when you start to establish a foundation for a solid community, is remembering that every time you go live, you're there for your community, the people that are there and that are going to miss you if you don't, if you're not there on your average schedule. That's what's helped me a ton. But
yeah, there's nothing like for me, like whenever I'm in a chat and I see like, or like if I'm in a chat of a streamer I really like, I'm typing, I'm hanging out with everybody, whatever. And then the streamer goes like, oh man, like our viewership's like really low today. Oh man, they start complaining about viewership. I'm like, well, we're here. Like, we're having a good time. You know what I mean? And like, I think for me, I've kind of tried to always think about it that way. Like, even if you have like a few viewers or, whatever it is, that is like something that's valuable no matter what, and I think the viewer count tells a story, right? It definitely tells like if people are enjoying something.
We had like a 2-hour conversation about this 2 weeks ago.
It does tell a story, but it does not tell the full story about your community. It does not tell the full 100%. Impact that you have. And unfortunately on Twitch, it's really the only thing that people look at as small streamers in particular. Yeah. The only thing that they look at to see if they're doing well. It's not like YouTube where you can kind of see like an overarching, like, okay, I'm starting to get more views on here and collectively my search is starting to go up or whatever it is. It's just that red number that people look at, like that we look at or whatever. And, yeah, man, I guess like it matters what your reaction is to that number. But also I think one thing that I would like to ask you, Tic Tac, is, what was it? Did you feel like you still had like a little bit more because your brand is a little bit more spread out than just Twitch? Did you feel like that like kind of kept you not from being like, oh man, like things are just completely falling off and stuff like that, or what did you feel like when that kind of whole thing?
Fortnite,
yeah, because you've got YouTube as well. You've got these kinds of things. Are you kind of
right? But so all right, so it kind of spreads into YouTube as well. So since my last video, I posted on YouTube, my last Fortnite video did really well, which is surprising. The last one I've ever done. And that's like 4.5 months ago now, 5 months ago. It has like 45,000 views or something on it. And it did really well. The next video I posted was a channel update video that had 3,000 views because it wasn't Fortnite. It was me talking about Outriders, and that's the game I plan on playing and making guides for. And that's the kind of channel I made myself into. And then I started posting variety stuff. Like I was doing, we had a really, really good and like funny game of Jackbox. So I posted like a clip montage of that, 1,000 views maybe. My first Outriders video was sitting at like 1.5K, and like it transfers over to that. And yeah, it's nice to have your feelers in more than one jar. It really, you need to in this kind of industry. Like I'm thinking every day, I'm like, damn, should I make a TikTok? What would I do on it? Like how like
dance, obviously.
Yeah, you gotta do dances, bro. You gotta do dances.
I'm old. I don't even know how to use TikTok. Like no joke. I have no idea what the platform's about. I just started understanding Twitter. And all of that stuff, like the only good thing that came from getting partnered and having like a decent Twitter following and having 35,000 YouTube subscribers. The only good thing is that if I want to get sponsored by somebody, I send those credentials, and every time I've done it so far, I've gotten the sponsorship. Like that's the only thing that's come of it. In that aspect, you know what I mean? Like what it means to be such and such.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course, it's always good to have your feelers in multiple.
And kind of like just spread out a little bit.
Spread out. You have to. Because who knows with this DMCA thing, Twitch could be shut down in 3 weeks. You don't know.
Mhm.
You don't know.
Yeah,
And,
YouTube
you
almost
know,
was, so yeah.
right. So, you know, unless they come up with some, you know, way to do it, it's just, you know, and you know, coming back to like the whole streaming thing is like, especially for like newer streamers, a lot of times, like because of how discoverability works, like if you get rated by somebody who has 100,000 viewers and you are just a guy playing a game on a stream, no one's gonna stick around. Like
Yeah.
that it doesn't matter. People are like looking for that moment, you know, like I'm not sure of everybody's names. Two above me. He was saying,
It's
yeah,
all different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right. He was saying like the same thing, but I kind of lost my train of thought. But yeah, so it's great to have many, you know, stuff like that, so you can have things to fall back on. But it
Yeah.
bleeds over to those things. How what we were talking about, and then I'll shut up. What we
No,
were
you're fine.
talking about is how I look at it is like you have to build your brand multiple times. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
I originally started out Fortnite. I did it for 3 years. I learned some cool stuff. I met some amazing people. And then I have to in my mind, at least this is how I see it. I take that brand and what I've learned and I moved on to I move on to the next thing. You know, and that's kind of how I look at it. And I don't get me wrong. The foundation thing is
Yeah.
100% important. And obviously it's important. Obviously. But like that's where I'm at in my stage
Yeah.
of my whole streaming thing.
Absolutely.
Everything you said was right, but I disagree with that. You should spread yourself out on different platforms. I know it's a hot take for the group.
Yeah.
here,
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
right?
Yeah, I want to hear this.
Yeah. So if your goal is more viewers and more people, it depends on your goal, right? If your goal is I want 50,000 people, yes, you should spread out and create content on these other forums. If your goal is I want to reach out to one person and have a deep connection with them, maybe you already found that person. You don't have to spread your content out to get more discoverability. Does that make sense? So this goes back to the Wombat kind of original question was the burnout thing, right? And I think burnout happens whether that's on Twitch or in life, another job, school. Like think of school, right? College. If your whole goal of going through university is to get a 4.0 and you get a 2.5, one class, one quarter, like you're going to burn out, right? Like it's just if that's how you're measuring yourself. But if you're saying I want to go to college because I want to go build schools in, Africa, then even if you get that 2.5, even if you only have 10 viewers, 50 viewers, your goal isn't 500,000 viewers. Your goal is X, right?
Yeah.
So I think it just goes back to as long as you set your goals to what you're passionate about, and maybe for some of you guys like Tora, if your goal is like I want to play competitive COD and have a good group of people who care about competitive play around me, you could get to that with 10 viewers or 1,000 viewers. Who knows, right? And I think you don't get burnout as long as you set those goals and you genuinely care about them. Like inside, you care about that. If you're just looking at viewers, yeah, it's gonna suck some days.
Yeah, and
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. So for me, like constantly reanalyzing my goals that I've set too has been really solid for me, which I know a lot of people are going to say, no, like once you set a goal, like that's where you want to be, stick to it and grind your entire life. I know Nick loves that word grinding in the streaming world. So there you go. And grind the entire
You saw my tweet today, huh?
Yeah.
But go after that. But for me, at some point in time, I just had to sit down and say, okay, like I set this goal a couple weeks ago. We're not any closer to it. Like, how could I reanalyze this? And part of that was when I went back to competitive Call of Duty and I was competing in tournaments and I was looking to get signed and I had opportunities come up. It's just the issue was like my viewers and my followers didn't care about that. And it's the hardest thing ever to grow a stream if you're focusing on competitive Call of Duty content. Nobody wants to watch that unless you're like playing for Optic or you're playing for Surge or those guys. Nobody cares. And so I just had to sit down and establish, do I care more about streaming or do I care more about Call of Duty and competing? And once I recognized my heart is for streaming and the community that I built, I had to step back and say, okay, I'm going to play Warzone and we're going to continue to grow that way rather than that. I had to reanalyze my goals. I think a lot of small streamers don't want to reanalyze their goals because they're very stubborn in what they want. But sometimes it's not always about like what you want when you first start because goals are going to change. Your dreams are going to change throughout this process.
Well, if your goal is a viewership number, your goal is wrong already. Like if your goal is like, I want this many viewers by this amount of time, or if your goal is I want this, even like YouTube stuff, like I want this many views in this many time, like you can't control that. Like no matter how great of a stream you have, no matter how whatever, you cannot control your viewership number. It just can't happen. You can't control someone clicking on your stream. You can't control someone subscribing to you or caring to do any of that kind of stuff. You can't like you can't control any of that. And so the reality is like if you're gonna make goals, you got to make them in a sense of like I'm gonna post this much, every single this on Instagram and Twitter. I'm gonna make goals that are like my streaming schedule is like something that's set in stone for me. So I'm always gonna hit the times that I say. I'm gonna be somebody who like they know I'm there at that particular time, or I'm gonna be somebody who like is making YouTube videos. I'm not gonna just stay up late and play more video games off stream. Like whatever it is, the goals need to be something that actually like adds up to that, not necessarily the end goal.
That's very hard to do though, Nick. And if you can do that, then more power to you. But like I'm a gamer, that's why I wanted to be. That's why I turned on the stream, is because I love gaming. I love the grind, or whatever you want to call it. Like if you take Twitch out of the equation, out of this conversation, what am I doing at night? I'm playing a video game. I'm either like hanging out with my girlfriend or I'm playing a video game, and that's what I enjoy doing. I've met plenty of big streamers, right? And I'll be like, "What other games you play?" And they're like, "Nothing." Like, you don't play any other games? Like, I find that so weird. You've got thousands of people here watching you play a game, and it's the only thing you do. Like for me, based on like one of the first things we were talking about, like if something new comes out and I'm playing it, I literally have to balance me playing the game for enjoyment and me creating content for it. And like you said, if you press go live at 10 a.m. every single day, and you know that you have to do your video after that every single day or every time you do, it's hard. Not saying that people can't do it, but it is, being your own boss is when you have no other, like nobody's like, you need to get this done. It's very easy to be like, I'll grind for another hour and then I'll do it, and then you just go to bed or something like that. It's a lot harder to do than people would think.
I can see that for sure. Dudu had to go, so he already told me before we started he's gonna only be able to be here for an hour, so no worries on that. I agree, like in the sense of like, dude, I mean, games are kind of like what we do, and it's hard to get streamers to focus to like do certain things like another YouTube video or whatever. But I mean, literally it's kind of like you have to just balance like what you care about most, really, right? Like, I mean, like, do you want to build a community and like kind of keep that a healthy thing, or do you want to play those games more and more? You don't have to give up playing games off stream. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's more of like, you've got to balance out. Like for me, I try to like do my videos before I'm going to play games, because I know if I make more videos, then more people are going to be able to like find what I'm doing, and they're going to be able to like find just me in general, and like, especially on YouTube, like YouTube is just like a free, like, while I'm sleeping, I'm being advertised, and like, I think that's something to me where I'm like, oh shoot, if I may just make a couple more videos, then it can go this way, like, and so I agree, but also like, I think there's a little bit of a difference between like with different types of content as well, because some types of content you actually have to grind the game before you can actually get on to stream it.
Solid content.
So like sometimes you actually have to do that, and so that's a little different, like for sure. What I would probably do if I was like playing a game like that is I would make that content piece or that piece. I would almost try to make that a video somehow or whatever it is, and
while you're streaming.
Or that kind of stuff. Yeah, I just think I think it's important for the like, and I always put things in the mind of like the community. Like I'm really like about like building a community. So I always think it's important for the health of the community that I make more videos so that we can interact with more people and have a positive influence on their lives. So like for me, like that's where I'm like, okay, should I make a video or should I do this? You know what I mean? And I try to think about, okay, this is why I need to make another video and find another search term or find a whatever. And so but I mean, there's nights where sometimes I don't, and I'll play WoW or whatever.
You know what's crazy? When I was really grinding, I talked to you about this a while ago. When I was really grinding, I would stream for 6 to 7 hours a day, and then I would edit for another 6 or 7 hours. And I was pulling like 18-hour, 15-hour days for like every single day. It was because YouTube, like you said, is cutthroat, and like especially if you do guide videos and stuff like that. If you're first on a guide video, there's a much higher chance that you'll get some traction on that video because the other ones don't exist. So if somebody's struggling on a quest, let's just say, and you grinded that game for 18 hours that day and you got past that part, you make that a video, then everybody else who's catching up who doesn't know life a game because they have kids, family, car, job, stuff, they're going to look that up. And if your video is there with some traction on it already, you are going to get that click. And it also works for you. Like he said that he streamed for what, like 10 hours the other day and got 0 follows. If you do happen to get that one YouTube video that does blow up, if you just keep producing good quality content that's consistent, and then, you know, that one thing happens, somebody posted on Twitter, somebody posted on TikTok, and then it just goes a little viral, you can get so many people over to your Twitch that you would never be able to reach, that people never even knew you existed, by making a video that took you 3 hours to edit versus streaming for 10 hours and having 0 new people come find you. Like,
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
It's so weird how YouTube and Twitch are so interconnected. But one of the best things I've ever heard from like a larger streamer, he said, when I started streaming, I wanted to be a streamer. I don't want to be a YouTuber. I don't think this is for me anymore. Because he wasn't into the creating videos or being memey or, you know, all the clickbait titles and all that. So that's not what he wanted to do. He was just here to play games and hang out with people. And once it became not that, he no longer really wanted to do it.
Yeah.
I think the reason why I don't like the word grind or like grinding and stuff like that, for like when people say that kind of stuff, the reason I don't like that is because people use that in order to stream longer. And I think it's a really bad idea, because when you're grinding to stream longer, it actually doesn't necessarily help you. Like you're saying, Cal, like, I mean, 100%. For me, like, even like for me, I play a lot of like searchable games and stuff like that a lot of times.
Right.
Not on purpose. I just play whatever the heck I kind of feel like that day. But I play a lot of like random games, and even in those searchable games, maybe at the most I'll get like 5 followers, right? Which is like cool, great, awesome. But I think when you look at like, if I start to do like 10-hour a day streams and then I can't make videos and then I can't do those types of things, like I'm not grinding anymore. I'm just vegging out playing video games. Like that's what it becomes.
What I hate the most about that freaking word grinding is in the amateur. I don't know why I said amateur. I was thinking of the Call of Duty scene, the like small streamer scene. If you get on Twitter or small streamer Twitter,
those amateurs, dude.
Verified amateurs,
amateur streamers.
We're talking about a different website.
But if you get on like small streamer Twitter, it's all grinding for this organization. Can't wait for this org to pick me up. I'm gonna grind for this org. I'm not sure if you guys see that at all, which I absolutely hate that, because they start changing all of their content and who they want to be just in hopes that this org reaches them and says, okay, hey, we want you guys to come and be a part of us, when really joining amateur small organizations doesn't really help you out that much for streaming and growth. I mean, it doesn't do that much for you guys.
They're usually scams, honestly.
Yeah,
a lot of them are.
Hey, you have to put us on every single social you have, in your bio, in your header.
And we take 3% of your profits. And
I mean,
but I like explaining it like this. Streaming is the new phrase for especially people, you know, younger than me, but even like your guys a little younger than you guys, is streaming is the new, I'm going to be in a band, or Mom, we're practicing in the garage, Mom, I'm going to make it. You know, it's the same thing, just a different platform. And just like that, it's very hard to do. It's very hard to make it.
You guys are probably not going to agree with the statement, but that's why I don't think Twitch is oversaturated.
Yeah.
Because I think Twitch is oversaturated with like really bad streams. Yeah. And the moment like you get above like a certain threshold, it's like, I mean, obviously like growing, I'm saying growing in the sense of like at the beginning, like kind of getting past like a zero viewer sense, you know, and kind of getting to a point. But I think, when you look at like the Twitch numbers and stuff like that, my little stream is in the top 0.69% of Twitch.
And
I'm like,
what's those numbers? Yeah, like
it's like something like that, you know, somewhere on there.
I mean,
I just realized I said that, but
they put out numbers. I forgot what it was. It's like 1,000 to 1. Like it's like 1,000 people streaming versus 1 viewer per stream. Like I don't know. But when you look at it though, a huge percentage of those people are people streaming on a console with no webcam,
where it's like
I
literally in
know,
like 480p or something, you know, like
Yeah.
statistically speaking, there are way more streamers than viewers on
absolutely.
Twitch.
Yeah.
So at
100%.
any one time, there could be 100,000 people streaming and only 50,000 people watching. And eventually, there's no more resources get spread around. The people who are sitting at zero, are sitting at zero, or the people sitting at XC has 117,000 people right now. Like, and because of the way Twitch does it, he's gonna be on the top of any list that you click on. Just and I don't know. Then you can talk about demographics and age groups and
Right.
Twitch like preys on those kids too. That's saying like they're
Right.
14 years old. They're like, I don't care what my mom says. I'm gonna grow up. I'm gonna be an amazing streamer. She kicks me out of the house. She kicks me out. Like, look at the Monster Cat deal. If you don't believe me, I mean, helping people that cannot get affiliate status, which is 3 average viewers and 50 followers, by saying, hey, if you pay us money, you can become an affiliate in hopes to make that money back eventually. I mean, they take advantage of these people that are saying that honestly don't really have a future in streaming, which I feel bad for, but not everybody can do it. I don't plan on ever becoming a partnered streamer or, a big time, full-time streamer. It's something I do to meet new people and interact with new people. But Twitch kind of takes advantages of those people. And like you said, there's way more streamers than there is viewers right now. I completely agree. It's just the Monster Cat deal is something else, man, for taking advantage of those people. But
I don't think it matters, right? I think for me, like, I think they should just have affiliate when you just sign onto the freaking platform. Like, if that's going to be the case, like, just have it as you sign on the platform. It's not something you need to, like...
but then they can't make money off of the deal that they signed with
Yeah.
Monster.
Oh, no, yeah, for sure, which is totally fine, but
too,
whatever.
I think also with the affiliate thing, like, what's the payout? $100, right?
Yeah.
So think of all the people that got affiliate, had all their friends, which maybe 10, 20 people maybe, and told them all to sub, whatever, and they're under that $100 threshold. How many people are in that threshold that will never, and they quit, right? They burned out, whatever.
Yeah.
So from 0 to 100, right? Or 0 to 99,
That's
whatever.
a great point. Really good
Think of how many streamers, like how much money
Never
Twitch has
get that
saved
payout?
based off of that have never gotten the payout. I really wish that statistic is out there because I bet you it's in the millions.
Oh,
I
it's gotta be
bet you easily.
100%.
100%. Because how many people, like even like Epic supporter creator, they did the same exact thing.
Yeah.
The same exact thing. You have to hit $100.
threshold.
They gave everybody and their mother one of those codes, no problem, no questions asked. You just need 1,000 followers on anything, which you can easily game, and they didn't care. I bet you Epic's way more than Twitch too. I bet you it's some stupid astronomical number, and that's why all that stuff doesn't matter. Like the streamer to the viewer ratio, like all right, that does make a difference for certain things, but for what like I think all of us are trying to do in a way, I don't think that's really relevant to what's going on right now. Because if you have a good community and a good like set of foundation, and you just want to build on that, and you have your mind right, and you want to do the right things, and you're not too worried about like the little red number in the bottom, I don't think all those like macro, I guess, economic things in this sort of sense really even matter or pertain to you, because what you're trying to do in a way is to just scale your brand per se, and those macros don't really matter for what you're trying to do. Because if you have a good product per se, like as your stream, let's say it's a good product, and you're giving value to those people that are watching, they're going to keep watching. They're either going to share it to your friends, or this is where if your goal is to grow, this is where you need other platforms to bring people over to that. So I don't think the streamer to viewer ratio, at least for what our scale is, really matters. That's only going to matter to the huge streamers like Nick Merckx and XUC and all that. Because then, let's say YouTube, they can get 200,000 viewers opposed to 100,000 on Twitch. That's a big difference. But for what we're doing, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Interesting. Casey, I wanted to hear a little bit from you, like on the streamer side of things, or like really the streamer burnout side of things. I didn't get a chance to ask you, but I wanted to hear like kind of, have you kind of gone down that journey as well, where you kind of felt like burned out at times, or I see it, you stream a lot.
Yeah, 100%. Last year, I took like a month off.
Oh wow,
longest time I've ever taken off, mainly because got in an incident, had to get tongue surgery, had stitches on the tongue, so I really couldn't talk or anything. I was like, well, I shouldn't stream because I can't talk to my chat, I can't interact, and that's the whole point for me, is not only just a game and have fun. I want to hang out with the homies and other new people and shit. So, and I took the month off there, and then I came back, and it was a slow start. I lost a lot of people. People forgot about it. Is what it is. But Yeah, I don't stream as long as I used to. I used to grind. I know you hate that.
Yeah, he's
but-
like everyone says it. They're like, well, it's so, but it's so normal to say. Like
Right.
I'm not a stickler for it.
It's like the word for it, you know. But I used to stream, fucking 10 plus hours a day. I didn't care. Like
Yeah.
that's what I did.
Wow.
And it is what it is. But yeah, it does. It definitely burns me out.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't do it as much anymore. And I also try to now I've interacted my life with it. So
Interesting.
hey, I'm weekends, Friday, Saturday, I usually go out. So I try to get a little evening stream in or whatever.
Yeah.
And then go hang out with all my friends and family or whatever. And then now I take off usually one day a week. Usually Sunday because football,
Yeah.
But I used to never take a day off. I used to work, 40 plus hours a week.
And come
As soon as I
home
get
and
off work-
train. Yeah.
As soon as I get off work, stream for 6 to 8 hours, get 4
Yeah.
hours of sleep, and holy shit, I regretted that because that was terrible.
Yeah, I did that once quarantine started. I did every day for 8 hours is what I did. Because I knew that people would be home and I knew that people would they needed a place to kind of hang out when all this, because it was kind of scary at the beginning. Like no one knew what was going on and no one was happening. I wanted to create a place that people can be at to kind of deal with that in a way.
Yeah, that's a perfect opportunity too.
Yeah, and I mean, I was driving Lyft before COVID and everything like that, so I was kind of doing that, but then I couldn't really do that once it all went down. So, so I was like, I'm just gonna kind of really get focusing on YouTube and focusing on this, dude. 8 hours a day, every single day. I did it for 6 months or something like that, and maybe a little less than that. And it was you kind of get to the point. I knew I was only gonna do it for a season for one. I knew in my mind, I'm like, this is way too hard to do for a long time. I didn't even think I was gonna do it that long. But you get to a point where oh shoot, I started realizing I'm streaming, but I'm not entertaining that much because I'm
your camera on.
I'm a zombie right now, dude. I'm
Yeah.
tired,
Yeah.
And so I had to really change my approach and kind of look at it from a standpoint of how can I plan out my streams and start to create content versus just expect people to watch me in that moment of this 8 hour stream of I'm the end. I'm
I'm a big believer in shorter, higher quality than longer,
Yep.
lesser quality. Even when I was grinding, I was only streaming for the longest I would go is 6 hours, but I also had other responsibilities. I had to make dinner. I had to pick up my kid from school. I had to, I had other things that forced me to get off the game. But
Yeah.
after even 6 hours, I was exhausted. And that's not even talking about your personal life.
Yeah.
I just spent 6 hours talking to 400 people,
Yeah.
holding 46 conversations in my head, and my girlfriend wants to talk about our relationship, and I'm like,
you're
I really
just give me a
wanna
little
open my mouth
time
right now. I need
a
to,
break.
I used to no BS. I used to take a good 35 to minutes to an hour to decompress after
Yeah.
a crazy stream, because my mind was just racing. Trying I would be making dinner and just thinking of it as a stream, multitasking so hard, watching the stove and making this and
Yeah.
cutting the onion and doing and nothing was fun. It really streaming nobody talks about the mental aspect of what streaming can do for you, to you. Something as simple as grinding and burnout, or depression over your viewer numbers.
Absolutely.
Or because especially if you're young and impressionable, 14 or 16, excuse me, social media is so entwined in that age group. I didn't have that growing up. I had MySpace and Zynga when I was at that age. You guys probably don't even know what Zynga is.
Nope. No.
I
It's the
had that
gaming
for
stuff.
a little bit.
Right? So I didn't have
Farmville.
that, and it's so important for kids nowadays to be accepted not only in school, if school ever comes back, but on social media. And that if you're streaming for 10 hours, if you're 16 years old, you could be the next I don't know, ninja. You could be that, right? But if you're streaming 10 hours a day and you're 16 years old and you only have one viewer and it's your mom, that number is gonna start eating into your
Yeah.
head. It's going to,
Didn't
'cause
know
it
it's
does
gonna
it
get
for me.
personal, but-
It does it to me. like that number is gonna really like wear you down. Be like, damn, what am I doing wrong? Am I ugly? Does nobody like me? Does my voice sound funny? Is like you start really like objectifying yourself as a human based off of a freaking red number.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. It's
Absolutely.
really
Nuts.
a mental mind f. Like when you really break it down.
Yeah, I was talking about this week about like even the factor of like the dopamine overload of always being entertained, right? So playing a video game alongside like having people in chat like who are talking to you, having a good time, and it just feels good to have people who care to watch you. Like it's all good things consistently, like all the time, and like good reactions or whatever, or it's like a little bit bad, but like it's always you're entertained and always doing something. And for me, like I've had to like kind of find times for me to like literally be bored. Like I've like because of I'm like always making a video or always doing this or doing this and this. I've had to like find time for me to like slow down. And the Thanksgiving that I went to like at my mom's house this year, she told me, she's like, you're actually like focused on our conversations and stuff. Last year you were like
Right.
you couldn't focus. Like I was like,
It's hard to turn your brain off.
it is. Yeah, and that's the hardest part.
It is.
For sure. I've been streaming for like 6 months, and my wife is constantly telling me these things. Like I'm super new to streaming, but that's been the hardest thing for me, has been balancing like my relationship with my wife and streaming, because when you're a new streamer, you want to be as involved as you can, and you want to be dedicated to your community. But also there's been times where I've forgotten that I have outside responsibilities as well.
Right.
And so especially with like when I'm sitting down on the couch, like I just need a break sometimes. Like, and she's like, what do you mean? Like, I don't understand. And I'm like, I don't know why. I'm just physically and mentally exhausted. I don't know why. I can't explain it. And those last couple of weeks I've been thinking, I'm like, oh, it's from streaming. It's exhausting. Like I'm just starting to realize like the toll that it takes, man. You're dead on for real.
It's my girlfriend. My girlfriend hates it. I always give her the because I'm always like playing something or in the middle of something. I'm like, yeah, 2 minutes. She's like, yeah, 2 minutes.
She's like, yeah, right, dude. Yeah, right.
Like, 2 minutes. Let me just kill this guy. Let me just finish this quest. I'll come and do it. Right, but she's got every right to, because since I'm a gamer.
You guys keep talking. I gotta go to the restroom really quick. Though. I'm like dying.
I'll say 2 minutes.
Take over from here.
I'll say 2 minutes, and then like 20 minutes pass by, and she's like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, shit, sorry, I got sidetracked. This led into another thing. I can't pause the game. It's online only. You know that. So if I move now, I'm gonna die, and I'm gonna lose all of my progress for the past 6 hours. And like, or like I'll play a multiplayer game, and she's like, "Just leave." I'm like, "I can't. These 4 other people are relying on me to be here." She's like, "I don't give a about those 4 other people."
Took
Take
your
the
mom-
damn
Hey,
garbage out, Tick.
pause it.
Yeah, definitely. And that's for sure. Yeah, I agree. Sorry, go ahead. Did I just in my head?
You're losing it, bro. You're burnt
I think
out.
I'm going
Take a break.
crazy, man. I don't
Take a
know
break.
what it is.
It's the streaming. It's the streaming.
It's the streaming, man. I know. I love streaming, but especially with me being so new, I've had so many of those things happen, and like explaining to my wife, because she didn't have any idea what streaming was. I mean, I didn't start streaming until like a month before our wedding. Like, she didn't know what that was. She didn't know what was happening. And as you guys can probably tell, it wasn't like, she probably wasn't super excited about like the month before our wedding. I picked up streaming, like how crazy.
Hey, but I'm gonna make us some extra money. We're gonna go on.
Yeah, exactly. And then
honeymoon.
And so when you have that red number and you're kind of like super new to that, kind of getting back to what we're talking about that. So something you guys may not know, I work in Christian ministry and esports and streaming. And so I have a lot of people I have conversations with that are just struggling, and they're mentally broken, and they can't have, they don't understand what's going on. They don't know why, and how oftentimes they're just looking back at that red number. It's kind of crazy to think about, but.
Right, it's that little thing. Or if you take it to Instagram upvotes or Twitter hearts, and it's like I forgot where I saw it, but like I saw some I overheard. I was like at the mall or some pre-COVID, and I saw like this group of kids take a picture, and they this was the words after the picture. "Oh, can we do another one? This one's not gonna get enough likes." They didn't care that who was in the picture. They didn't care about like what the picture was about, or it was a bunch of friends at the mall. All they cared about is if it was going to perform well on social media. That's all that matters to a lot of the younger generation right now. And that feeds into Twitch too. It feeds it, it's ingrained in us at this point. Like absolutely ingrained.
I saw a question earlier in the chat that was kind of interesting, was like with the longer streams and stuff like that, or like with Burnout, how good of an idea is it for small streamers to do like 24-hour streams and stuff like that?
Don't do
Terrible
it.
idea.
Yeah, don't do it.
That's a terrible
Cal,
idea.
yeah, Cal, I'll let you take the lead. Go for it, man.
Have you
I'm
have
gonna
you done
take the
any
lead
24
out of
hours
these.
before, Cal, or no?
No, I've never done 24. The most I did, I think, was like 12 or maybe a little bit higher. But that was like literally when I was like in my prime of like Tarkov. And I was like, this is the greatest game ever. I couldn't
Oh,
get off.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
completely
yeah, yeah.
addicted. Nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
I knew in the back of my head that it wasn't going to do anything for the stream. I was just vibing.
You just wanted to play. You just
Yeah.
wanted to
I
play.
just wanted to play. That was it. As straight up. And then after that, I never did anything close to that. I want to say.
Yeah.
Like besides the Fortnite stuff. The Fortnite stuff is all that's in its own realm of reality.
I feel like that way about my career as well.
Right,
Like
because my whole preference, whatever you want to call it, my whole like frame of thought was, all right, I can average 100+ viewers doing this, and I have a blast doing it. I have a super interactive community, it was dope, but there was so many negatives, so many like just terrible things that I just didn't want to deal with, and it felt like more of like a job at that point, and like and like making videos and stuff that definitely has like you have to keep yourself in check and have your goals going and make sure you're like up to snuff per se. But I completely forgot where I was going with that. Fuck.
you're fine.
But I forgot where I was going with that. Motherfucker.
No, you're fine. I think it was a good. I think it was a
Scratch,
good
it
point.
didn't
Like on the side, it's actually a really interesting thing to talk about, right? Because during the whole like Fortnite customs like boom that there was, like the whole bubble that there was on Fortnite customs. Like, and it's still kind of going, right? It's still kind of happening. But I like hearing about this because of that, because no one really knew like what was going to happen next, right? Like. No one really knew, like, okay, so is this bubble just keep going and growing? And everyone's like, Nick, you like people would come into my stream or people would message me offline. And at that time, like when you're first starting out, you're like all about kind of viewers and want to get more and this kind of stuff. And I was like, maybe I should start doing like customs and stuff like that. Did it for a day and I had the same reaction. I was like, I literally cannot do this. Like I will, this is not why I got into streaming kind of a thing, But
it's kind of restarting with like Warzone private matches right now. Because I have a lot of friends that are streaming right now that when they first drop, because you have to have a minimum of 50 people to launch a Warzone private. And so you put Warzone, it's a lot, man. And
not
so
only 50 viewers, but like 50 people like actually going into the game.
I know. And so like you have all these kids that are coming in because they see like Warzone Customs come join in your stream title. And they're like 10 years old and they're like, hey, send me your Activision. You like put it in chat and they don't read chat, obviously, because they're just so focused on playing. They don't care about your stream. And so then they ask again, and you're like, read the stream. And I've seen streamers turn off their stream because, and literally, someone earlier said you become a babysitter. I remember watching one streamer say, I'm not your mom. They're not paying me to babysit you. I'm ending stream. See you guys tomorrow. And she ended stream right there. Like, it was the craziest thing
dude.
I've ever seen. And so, like, it takes the right person to do those things. So many people just log on, they're like, I could do that, but no, it takes the right person to be able to do that stuff, and I could never do that. I couldn't.
I think you can do it in spurts, right? Like I think there's ways to do it that are like good for the community and the community gets to play together and it's fun, but when that's your growth tactic, I don't think it's a good idea. But that's my own for my vision of streaming. But for other people's vision of streaming, like that's actually like what they want to do. You know what I mean? Like they want to run those games and stuff like that. But
I know somebody who who was able to get a partner on Twitch because his stream title every single day is $50 prize pool custom Fortnite matches. And yeah, he pays out. You got to jump through a lot of hoops to actually like win. You got to like 2 in a row, 3 in a row, whatever. But he got partner off of that, right? Yeah. And congrats to him. He found a niche and it worked. But I also watched him play a different game, a game that he was interested in. That because honestly, let's be honest, running Fortnite customs day in and day out, you're gonna burn out. It's not fun anymore. It can't be. It literally cannot be fun. You can't watch the game for stream sniping, so it's on like a be right back screen while the game's going. You can barely talk in case there's like people in game chat. Like it's just like for the money, right? So anyways, this guy usually averages like 80 to 100 viewers. And then he played a game that came out that he was interested in. And he was like at 3, like 6-3. And like, I felt so bad for the guy because he based his entire stream. Like you said, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Right. But you have to understand that that's what people are coming for, especially if there's cash prizes, at the end of the rainbow.
Right. And back with what I was prefacing before, I remembered, believe it or not.
Hell yeah.
And so my whole thought process, like I know a couple people like that, because when I did it, I definitely either I would collaborate with other people that did the same sort of thing, or like we would host each other or that sort of thing. Like we would all stick together. So there's a couple people I have in mind. When you mentioned that, and they're all like everybody that continued to do it, where as I stopped doing it, but I stopped doing it for another reason because the bots came out and all this other stuff. They're all partnered. There's like at least 3 or 4 people that I think still actively do that.
Right.
But as far as that goes, with the my whole preface was, I'll get, about 100 viewers to stream, that sort of thing, or at least like 60 plus. I'll be able to do like at least I don't know, 80 plus people in a lobby, and maybe like 5% of them will stay. And like that was like my whole preface of
Yeah.
I'll gain like a couple hundred followers a stream, and of those couple hundred, maybe 3 to
One.
5 will stay for the next one, that sort of thing.
Right.
And that is not the case at all. Well, certain people did stay. I have a lot of people, not a lot. I have a couple people that are still from those, which is really cool. So it didn't work in the grand scheme of things, but it definitely brought some pretty cool people to the stream. So I
Yeah.
think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I
But
always tell people like
yeah.
if you're looking to move on from that, then it's not the right thing for you. Like if you want to
Mhm.
do that and that's literally what you want to do for the rest of your time on Twitch, then do it. Like do it well and do it like different, do something crazy, all that kind of stuff. But if you're doing that as your growth strategy to kind of move things over and hopefully, like you'll catch some in the net kind of a thing.
Yeah, it's a terrible idea.
It's a really bad like back to that idea of a foundation, like it's a really bad foundation to set because it's all set on this idea that like I'm going to give them something so that they stay. And it's like that's just not necessarily the right thing. Like when you're physically giving something like a game or like a giveaway or whatever, most of the people that you're going to attract are going to be people who just want that from you.
You know how many
Exactly.
giveaways I've run, and like the person who wins, it's like decent, like $25 or like $20 or something. And the person who wins, I've never seen them before a day
absolutely.
in my life. Their watch time is less than 30 seconds. They just happen to stumble into your chat.
Yep.
They win the thing, and you got to hand over $25 to someone
Some
who's
random
never
dude.
gonna come back. You're
Yeah.
never gonna see this person again.
Yeah.
Ever.
Until the next giveaway, but
And then you feel
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
because that's why eventually I just started doing sub-only giveaways because
Smart.
my
Yep.
core community, my foundation, are the people who I wanted to win.
absolutely.
I didn't want
100%.
Extreme Sniper 420XX no scoped you to win $25 so you can buy a
I stream
Fortnite skin.
I stream sniped Tic Tac, or something like that. Like that.
Yeah, right?
6'9", 420.
Literally.
Nick, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Something we discussed. So me and Nick have a different view on this. Because like I said, we had a very in-depth, like 3-hour conversation too.
It was great, man. That helped me out a lot, to be honest. That was a really
And
good conversation.
so one of the things we differ on is I personally feed off of my chat. If my chat is enjoying themselves, or if I have more than the average people watching me and everybody's interacting, I feed off that. The way I explain it is, how like music artists are like, you toured 17 cities in 13 days. How are you not exhausted? And they always say, I'm just feeding off the energy of the crowd. It's the
Mhm.
same for me. It's the same kind of thing. Like if my chat's having a good time, I can't help but to have a good time too, right? But Nick's view is that he tries, and listen, it's very hard to do. It's
The wrong view.
Wrong
no,
view. Yeah.
no. It's not. It's actually the better view, but it's really hard to do.
It's hard.
He tries to be at the same even keel level of energy, no matter who's in there or what's going on. And I don't think I can do that. I just don't think my brain works that way. I would love to hear input from you guys, what you guys try to do and what you guys have been
Mhm.
successful with.
So I think I've been talking a lot. Do you want to talk, Casey, or something?
Oh, you're good, bro. Keep going.
All right. So no, I completely agree with Tic Tac. 10,000%. Like if the chat's going and it's moving and you just get in the groove of things. And I think momentum is really the big key with
Yeah,
all
I think
that
it's a good
stuff.
word.
Yeah, it really changes. Like I think it's natural to do that. I think
Absolutely.
if you're just sitting at a couple viewers, whatever, and the chat's just not moving, and you like when you're streaming, you're playing a game or you're doing whatever you're doing, then you look over and then nothing's changed. That's gonna hit you one way or another, like no matter
Right.
what.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it's going to, like, it's just a mental thing. Like you check out, every, couple seconds or whatever it may be, or when you die, whatever. And you look and there's nothing changed. Like it's got to hit you mentally at some point. Like it has to. There's no way it
Yeah.
doesn't.
For sure.
Especially
And
if you're playing like ranked or something, and you get fucking pissed off. And then you look over here, like you want to like talk to your chat and like let some shit, let some self-esteem go, whatever. And then you're like, well, shit. So now I'm just pissed off for no reason, you know, and you got to go right back to what you were doing, and it's like, damn.
Yeah.
yeah,
My
I think
whole-
it kind of depends. For me, it kind of depends on like what kind of streamer you want to be and what kind of streamer you are. For Nick, like he's taken the approach of putting on a show. Like you've said that multiple times. Like you want to put on a show for your viewers every single day you go live.
Yeah.
For me, my main goal is to have real conversations and just make good Warzone content like that I can clip and put on socials. That's the kind of person I am. That's the relationships that I built. So for me, if I'm having to go through my own VODs, that's like one of my things that like frustrates me as a streamer when like I hit a good shot and then I have to go find it in my video later because I don't have like a stream deck, so I can't clip I can't like highlight that or anything like that. I have to go back myself. When I see a lot of larger streamers, there's that once they hit that shot, it's being clipped in their chat and it's all over the place right away. And so for me, like if my chat's not interacting, no matter what I do for content in game, I'm just not going to be as high up as I would be if there were people there, which it's not good. I understand that. And I know that you never know who's going to come into your stream. And I know the statistics for people sitting quietly in your stream when before they say anything, before they follow, because they want to check you out as a viewer. But for me, like I thrive off of people. That's I've been my entire life. I mean, I thrive off of conversations with people. And I'm not saying any of you guys don't, obviously. But I'm not somebody that's going to come on live and like the first thing I do is, do this show because that's just not who I am. And I see so many streamers try to become who they're not. And that's kind of their downfall. But for me, I thrive off chat, but I 100% understand where Nick's coming from too. Like 100%. So it's just a tough line to follow. It's so hard for me to be the same energy level when people aren't there, but that's quality of a great streamer. So
Well, I think
I have a solution real quick for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you're trying to clip things and I know you don't have a stream deck. Stream deck would make it a lot easier, but on OBS there's a thing called replay buffer. We could set that up for you. I would highly recommend you do that, and then just set a macro to somewhere on your keyboard or whatever.
Do
and
like a
you clip
hotkey.
the last
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And it'll clip like
I'm
the last.
Pretty sure
like,
you
2
can
minutes
turn
before
your phone into a stream deck too.
Oh yeah, I think
really?
they charge you like $3 a month or something like that.
I think I'm getting a stream deck for Christmas, guys. So
Oh,
you're
might
good
see
then.
the Amazon list. Don't worry.
You're good then.
Either way, even if you don't have that,
wanted, I have no
set it
idea what
to
it
yeah.
You want it? Yeah,
What
she
is
gets you like
this?
you get like an off-brand stream deck or something. You wanted the stream dookie or something, right?
I got you the stream porch. Is that
Yeah.
The 4K cam link, is that what you want?
Yeah,
stream porch?
So my thought process on this is it's a catch-22 because you want to interact with the chat, but your chat won't interact with you until you're interactive, and you're something to be interacted with. And so my viewpoint on this is I want people to be able to come to my stream, and I want them to feel like they can just sit down and watch and not have to chat, and that they're going to get a show every single time. Like every single time I go live, and I fail at this consistently all the time. I turn into a zombie. I look at my chat, nothing's changed. I get the same thing, right? But my mindset is, I have it like literally written on my thing right here. It just says stay high energy. It's backwards now right there for you guys, but but it says stay high energy because of the fact that I want to look down and see that and be like, when I see my chat doesn't move, my mindset flips immediately, and I go, okay, now I'm running a podcast, and now I'm running a YouTube video. It doesn't, I don't ever think, oh, I'm still streaming. I think, okay, now it's a podcast. Now it's a YouTube video. Now it's just entertainment. Like we're doing right now. We're not interacting with chat, but we're creating something pretty entertaining right here, I think. And I think it's something that's, I just flip a switch in my mind. I go, okay, I'm now no one's here right now. Allegedly, no one's here. My viewer count's still up. So there's probably some people just watching and wondering what I'm going to do when there's no one chatting. People, if other streamers stop by during that moment, they're going to wonder, what's he going to do right now? Subconsciously even. And for me, I want to be somebody who's I tell my chat this all the time, do not feel like you got to come in here and say hi to me or anything like that. If it's a day where you want to just sit back and you want to relax and watch, then hopefully I'm going to create something for you that is worth that, And so for me, I've always wanted to do that versus, being somebody who's needs that from chat. But also there's pros and cons of that because for me, I also view it where I don't need to read every single chat in my mind.
Oh,
so
no.
if chat's flying, I don't feel like and for me, flying is still readable, to be honest. But
Right.
the entertainment factor for me goes above, like entertaining everybody goes above reading every single individual chat. I tell people if I miss it, they can repeat it and that kind of stuff. Or if it's something really important and stuff like that, I should come back to it, kind of a thing. But I'm not going to stop everything in terms of like where my entertainment level's going and then like be like, okay, let me like just like a robot read chat. I'm more interested in creating something that can entertain everybody, but also with levels of interactiveness. And that's why I'll slow down sometimes and I'll be like, okay, let's just talk now. Like, let's just, that kind of stuff. And so,
That's true.
That's what I think about it. Once I gotta,
before, Nick, you put on a good show, man.
I got to back out really quick because your guys' cameras are jacked up again. So I'm going to be right back. 1 second.
Okay. Freaking new guy.
Yeah, I'm right here. It worked last time, so I think that'll work. I don't know. All right, there we go.
All right, I'm gonna go piss real quick and grab another beer. So
no worries, you do your thing. You do your thing.
I still got the mic on so I can hear what you are saying. So I might chime in.
Just turn off the mic when you go pee, okay?
If I hear something, I come out.
Of course.
Little tinkle.
Family friendly.
Yeah, there you go.
A family-friendly peeing stream.
Yeah. Yeah, and so that's where my thought process sits on it. I feel that too. Like I don't have my viewer count viewable by me at all during stream. Like I can't even click it on. I can't do anything. I don't ever look at it on purpose because it was messing with me for a long time, and I would see it go down, and I'd feel like, okay, now I got to create something entertaining, and and maybe bring people back. And it just like it's just this balance that doesn't really work out, and it doesn't really. Once you see that viewer count go down, you just start to like. You're defeated, and not to mention if you mention it on stream, then you're dead. You're dead in the water.
Done.
Like you're like if to me, in my opinion, if I ever equate any type of my success or my failure to a viewer count or to a sub or to a whatever, if I go, oh my god, that was a great stream because we got this many subs, I am actually I've failed because a great stream. Because a great stream to me does not equal, because the moment I start thinking that way, a bad stream equals sub count, like a low sub count, and a bad stream equals low viewer count, right?
No,
And so
I'm not trying to argue. I have a question.
Yeah.
So if you do have that, and your community gifts you 60 or 100 subs that day, or something crazy, and what do you feel like afterwards? After you turn off the stream, and you're like, damn, that was really, really cool? Or is it the same? So does it work the same way, right? So you try to be even keel the whole time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So so you don't get, in your own head, right? But after you are even keel and you have a great stream, and of course, when stuff pops off and $100 donations, of course you're gonna get excited and show more emotion and pause whatever the hell you're doing and thank the person. And, of course that stuff's going to happen. But at the end of the stream, are you still even keel about it? I'm genuinely curious. Are you still even keel about it? Because sometimes I would come off my stream and be like, oh my God, I have clips of me screaming down the hallway when somebody donated 50,000 bits. I was like, what? What's going on?
Yeah, I still react in that way. And it's still crazy, to get big donations or get lots of subs and stuff like that. For me though, I on stream and for sure on stream, I try not to make it the most. I don't want my sub count or things like that to be the biggest thing I celebrate because I don't want that to be my biggest impact in this whole Twitch journey for me. My biggest impact is really to impact people, not to get a big viewer count or big sub or whatever. It's great, it's awesome. We need anything we can get. To be honest with you, my family, we need anything we can get at this point. But I think for me, the win, I try to always make it in my mind, and it is a mind game. It's just me tricking myself. It's not getting high amounts of subs is amazing. But however high you make that high when you get off stream, however high you make that high is how low the next time is going to be when you don't get that. And so for me, I just understand that about myself, and I don't know if that's for everybody, but I understand that for myself. And so when I go out and walk out these doors over here, and I talk to my brother about it, because it happens a lot. He'll be in the kitchen right after I come off a stream. How was the stream? And how was it going? And all that kind of stuff. And I specifically try to name things that aren't subs or bits or donations. If it's a crazy day, I'll be like, we got gifted a lot of subs. It was crazy. It was insane, you know, and it really helps out right now or whatever, you know, we'll talk about that or whatever. But if it's every stream, I try to like look at it like I know the feeling that I have when it's a successful stream, when I have planned it out, when I know what I've done, like when I know what I'm doing and all that kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a mind game I play because I went through some like at the beginning, I had a huge drop in viewership and I didn't know why. And I was like, wait, what the frick happened? Like, and huge in the sense of a small streamer and stuff, but like a few people leaving is like a huge hit. So like, it doesn't matter. And so like, it was a huge hit for me and I went really like low in my mindset. I got pretty dang depressed and I was like, cause I had like kind of changed my whole life around to really start pursuing content creation. It was also cause I hated my job and didn't want to be in that anymore. But a lot of it was like, wow, I've really found something I really enjoy. And I feel like I want to do this, you know? It was a really low moment. And I was like, frick, man, everything that I have right now and every bit of like success or whatever is all stemmed upon like viewer count and sub. And if at the end of my whole journey, if someone just said, wow, he had a really high viewer count or he had a really high like sub like count, if that was the impact I made, I'd be really pissed off, man. And so like, I'd be sad. Like it'd just be like a big bummer to me because I want to make a bigger impact than that in my life. And that's the reason I left sales, you know, because sales was all about money and sales was all about like the tangible, like goal. And for me, it's, I don't know. I think I've just been so tuned out of that. And so I think
you're right though. That's why. Nick, you were 100% right. Like that is the way to look at it, but it is very, very difficult. At least for me, I know for me, it's really hard to look at life through a lens like that. But
it's a lot of internal battles. Like it's a lot of like for me. When I see my
yourself, right?
Yeah, when I see my sub count drop past a certain thing, which I don't look at analytics like until like really weekly is what I try to do. But when I see my sub count going down lower, or I can just feel like maybe there wasn't as many people there this week, you know, or whatever it was. Maybe more people just weren't able to stop by or whatever it was. I feel that. I do feel that, but I have to like stop myself there, and then I like push in with like other things in my mindset. I don't know. It's just a really weird game I play, but it's literally the only way for me to stay sane and stream as much as I can and make as many YouTube videos and do all that kind of stuff because I just don't have time to sit down in my bed and lay down for a week and be depressed. I just don't. And so if I let myself go down there, then I will, and I'll just lay in my bed and be depressed, or I'll be playing video games for the next, you know, like doing like a 24-hour stream when I shouldn't or something, you know. I don't know, like
you know, a lot of times Twitch chat can actually help with that. You know, say you're depressed one day and you're like, you know what, I don't want to do anything, but then like you get on and like, hey, people you haven't either talked to in a while or like just some good friends that you've made through there, like can cheer you up and
or like how many times have people be like, oh, I really needed this today, thank you, you know, like
yeah,
I've gotten that message
so many times.
Absolutely.
And then like people, I'm very pro mental health. Like my entire family suffered with it. I suffer with it. My girlfriend, my kid, like everybody. Especially during COVID, like everybody's just.
Well, it's good you are because Casey's like really against mental health, so he's been
really. I wouldn't doubt it, man.
Well, it's good that we got both you guys.
All right,
I'm all for mental health wise, you know.
But I always put myself out there, like, hey, and like I really mean it. Like I say it, but like I legitimately mean it. And people have taken me and my first mod, Space Taco, who's really into really into mental health. Like, hey, you need somebody to talk to? Hit me up on Discord. Like, I'll stop what I'm doing. Like, if it's severe and you really need somebody to talk to, I'll stop what I'm doing IRL and freaking give you a call, or we can jump in a chat or just text. Like, literally, the foundation of my community means the world to me, especially right now, especially when I can't hang out with like friends or, you know, leave the damn house. You know, this is I told my friend the other day, he was he's going through some stuff, and I bought him a couple of games so we could play together, and he's like, bro, you don't got to do that. I'm like, dude, you're like literally my best friend, and we've never like met. And this is like, it's no problem, dude. It makes me happy to do this. And it's all internet relationships. And it's mind blowing when you really think about it, that some of the like the closest people or like the nicest people or the most generous people that I've ever met is on Twitch. I've found them through Twitch. It's really, it's like I said, man, Twitch it's such a weird and different and cool and scary, and it's just its own thing. And unless you really like do it, you'll never really understand like how much work or mental exhaustion or time that goes into getting, or money even goes into getting a foundation built for yourself. But when I say, I'm here for you, I really am. I really will try to be. I can't.
Yeah, you can be there as much as you can up till like the point where it's
Yeah.
like you can't be someone's therapist and you can't do all that kind of stuff,
Right.
but like you can be there for people in a real way. And I think that's something I didn't expect about streaming, was like the actual relationships that I would build with people, like streamers, but also like, viewers and people who are in chat. And I think that's where like people like, I think we got to count those kinds of wins a lot more. Like the fact that people would want to be a part of your community, or the friendships that you make within like streamer to streamer, that kind of stuff. And I think for me, it's unfortunately the culture with streaming right now is look left and look right at how many viewers that person has or how many viewers that person has, and compare yourself to them, versus like more of like counting wins that aren't a red number. And that's, yeah, I think that's really it's good stuff, man.
Yeah,
Really good stuff.
I think that like two of the most meaningful conversations I've had in my entire, or three in my entire streaming career, isn't about how many subs I was gifted or how many bits I was given. Was about the 2 or 3 high schoolers that came to my chat and just talked about self-harm and suicide, and just kind of talking them through, and just kind of being an open ear, because they said their parents aren't really in their lives, and so they had no one to talk to about it, and they found that ability to talk in a Twitch chat. And so it's crazy how those conversations to me are being able to be had online, because like Nick said, you can't be somebody's therapist. So I'm always saying, talk to your parents, find a counselor at school, find somebody that can help you through this, because I physically can't be there for you. But simply being there and saying, hey, I'm an open ear, I'm here for you if you need me at all, has helped probably save lives. I don't think that all the streamers that have made that impact realize that. I think they're so focused on, okay, in order for me to become a full-time streamer, I need to hit 250, 350 subs a month. But they're not thinking about, okay, in order for me to make a difference in this community, I need to be there for people when they are hurting or when they are struggling. There's a big difference between the two. So if your goal is to come online and become a full-time streamer and not care about people, that's set your mindset on that. But if you're coming on to make a difference and you want to build relationships with people and help people through hard times in their lives, you can't be focused on 350 subs a month. It won't help you get there. So.
I think, and I think building a community that is about that as well. So it shouldn't all be on the streamer. Like it shouldn't be centered around the streamer to be there for the community. Like I think the community should really take care of each other. And I think that's something that like you try to, like for me, I've started to think about a little bit of streaming a little bit differently lately, where it's like, it's not only about people coming to my stream. It's about people coming to my stream and getting connected in a community that can really change their lives and whatnot, and going into the Discord and being able to be there and play games with people and hang out and do all that kind of stuff, or have those conversations that they need them. And I don't know. I just think having a place where like people can, really create actual friendships is a very powerful thing. And that when it comes to like stream value, like what do people get out of your stream? That's like the best thing that anyone could get out of any place, really, is like to be able to connect with people in a real way. And so, yeah, man, there's one last thing I kind of want to like talk about, and it kind of fits with this whole thing that we're kind of going, this whole road that we're kind of going down. But I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but I think when we're talking about like viewership or things like that, when viewership goes down, that kind of stuff, I think I really want to talk about that, because obviously like we've talked quite a bit about the mental side of it, but like at some point, what do you do to entertain people when you want to? What the heck's going on with TikTok?
How are you doing that?
The camera's moving, man.
I'm like,
I wasn't sure if it was me or not the entire time. It's like, oh
but I think practically, like, what do we do? And I'll kind of tell you guys how I view it, and then we'll kind of branch off of there, and then this will kind of be the final topic we talk about. But when I look at things, and what I've kind of started to realize for me personally is when I start to do something that kind of like really sends me to another level, or really sends me to another place, and people are really enjoying, or like viewership numbers go up, stuff like that. What I've started to realize is I can't just ride that out until it's done, because then you're already at a point where it's too late, and then you drop off that like viewership cliff, or like or engagement cliff, or whatever it is. And then you're like, oh shoot, like you guys don't like this anymore. Like you kind of constantly have to be reinventing yourself. And I think for me, I just kind of have always looked at it like that. Like, so once I start feeling like, okay, we're getting a lot of engagement with chat, or we're getting like a lot of people in the community are enjoying this. Once we get to that point, I start to plan something new. Like not even like, cause I think what I was doing at first was I was like just writing that out, and then like it would die off, and then I would plan something new. But what I'm doing now is like at the like peak, I'm like, okay, what's next? Versus like, let's just keep doing the same thing, you know? I gotta leave again because of the freaking things. I don't know why it keeps doing this, but bye guys.
Oh, we're all huge.
No, on the
Okay.
big screen, yeah.
All right.
That was something else.
Hopefully it's gonna come back. I don't know. That should be good. I don't know why it's doing that.
Was that the question?
Well, I guess just like on that topic, like, how do you combat like, or like, what do you do practically? We've talked about the mental side of it, but what do you guys do practically when you, I don't know, when you lose viewers?
Hope more come, I guess. For me,
Try.
like it depends on the game. For me, like always having to do something new, because for me, when I'm focusing on Warzone content, Warzone's a game that's always going to be there because it's constantly being updated, and it's going to be free over every single Call of Duty game that comes out. So they've already announced that Warzone is never going away. They're always
Clip that, by the way,
update that.
Chad, that it's always going to be there.
Okay, somebody
We'll
clip
play
it.
that when it does.
But they with how much money
Sad
and
music over
resources-
it.
Yeah. Activision has come out and they said, look, Warzone's always going to be there. And here's the thing. People said the same thing about Blackout, though.
Yeah.
You know, they said Blackout's the future of Call of Duty, but they replaced Blackout with a new BR for Call of Duty. And everybody that watched Blackout transitioned directly into Warzone. So a lot of people didn't really lose that many viewers. So it's just kind of tough, because if you're playing story mode games, which I don't understand why people do it. They play a new story mode game every single day. That would drain my bank account, for one, and two, that would just become exhausting, having to play a new story game every single day and do blind playthroughs. But some people love that. But for me, you know, I just have to hope that, you know, what am I doing wrong? I mean, sometimes I'll have conversations with mods and I'll say, hey, what have you noticed over this past 2 weeks? Am I doing something different? Is my energy level low? Am I not interacting with people very well? Because my mods are brutally honest. I don't know about you guys, but my mods are able to say, hey, this is what we've noticed, and this is what we think. And that's been really good for me, is having my mods as someone to lean back on. I think a lot of streamers kind of undervalue their mods. Mods do so much there, and they're there for free. I mean, I don't pay my mods. Some of you guys might, I don't know, but I don't pay my mods.
I wish I could. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. For sure, they deserve it. And I talk to my mods quite a bit, and I say, hey, like, what am I doing? Do we have any new ideas for streams? Like, my evening stream is open this upcoming week, because for me, honestly, when I switch from something that's not Warzone, I'll average 6 less viewers, and for a small streamer, that's a heck of a lot of viewers.
Yeah.
So it's tough for me to know that when I transition out of Warzone, my viewers aren't there, but they're there for Warzone, which, you know, Warzone's seeming like, I'll admit that there is a possibility it goes away eventually, but Activision has come out and said, you know, it's going to be here forever. I usually focus on like, okay, maybe my gameplay just wasn't good that day, and they went and found somebody that was good at the game. You know, sometimes we have bad days in Verdansk. So
Yeah.
yeah, we all do.
All of us do.
Just in the googe every time.
Yep.
Anyone else on that topic?
Can you
What-
rephrase the
like-
question?
Like
Maybe
what
I
do you
might have
yeah, like what do
something
you like when
spark
you
me.
when you see a like dip in viewership, or you feel like it's just like you don't have a lot of traction or whatever, what do you do practically? Like what do you change things? Do you kind of keep moving through, or what's your kind of
Well, you're talking like midstream or just in
No,
general?
I
like,
mean
over
stream
time?
overall. Like, so you're like looking over your numbers, you're like, wow, I'm like in a lower point right now, like in terms of, you can kind of start to feel
Well,
that as well too, but
Yeah, you can feel it for sure. I think the best thing to do is just to work on something else. I think, or you know, first you have to self-reflect and see like, am I doing something right? Am I talking properly, or not talking properly? But like, am I interacting enough? Was I interacting less last week? Was I, you know, you have to compare yourself. You have to find like a benchmark where you typically would be, and then you
Yeah.
can kind of go from there. But I think the big thing, at least for me, is to just like if my stream's going like south and it's not like I'm not really like in the like feeling it, if the momentum's not there, I'll immediately go on YouTube and start
Yeah.
pumping out a video or doing something like that. Like I'll completely just sidetrack and do something completely different because I think that's the ultimate I guess growth is to have more people interact with other people and create a community.
Mm.
And you can't really create a community if you're not getting discovered.
Yeah.
So I think that's the big thing, especially with the smaller streamers being, or let's say I'm going into a smaller streamer's Twitch channel, right? The majority of people, let's just say like they're not necessarily like talking, like all right, let me backtrack. If let's say you go into somebody else's stream and it's their like they got a couple hundred viewers, whatever it may be, the chat itself is having little conversations with each other.
Yep.
That's one thing that you're not going to get when you're a smaller streamer for the most part, like to the point I think most of us might already have that per se, but it's not going to be as strong as somebody with over
Yeah.
100 viewers, that sort of thing. Or like I hate to bring up like numbers or whatnot, but I'm just talking like averages, not like it
No,
doesn't
yeah,
really
and
matter. There's people with like hundreds that don't have anything, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
But
well, and just so you know,
Mhm.
like I don't neglect numbers. I like there's that mental game I play, but I
Mhm.
look at numbers overall. Like, and when I see dips and stuff like that, I strategically use numbers, and switch things up. To be honest with you, this
Mhm.
podcast is something for that.
Mhm.
Like, for sure. Like I think
Yeah.
I'm kind of like right now I'm at a maybe like a little bit of a up on my channel. It's me doing that exact thing where I'm like, oh, I'm at an up right now. What do I do next?
Mhm.
And I think this podcast is a big piece of that. And so, yeah,
Mhm.
and so numbers are very strategic for me, and I think it's smart to look at them.
Yeah,
100%.
my last
All right,
thing is,
let him finish that thought. Let him
oh,
finish
my
that
bad,
thought.
Cal, my bad, Cal.
No. Go ahead.
My
No,
last
it's
thing
fresh.
is like I've had to understand my community and why people are missing on certain days, especially as a small streamer. So
Mm.
like when I first got into streaming, I had a lot of ministers that would watch my stream and they get involved with me because I met them throughout my work relations and stuff like that. On Fridays mornings, my streams are always dead, and the main reason for that is ministers are out of the office on Fridays because they work on Sundays. That's their day off. And so when I look at my analytics on a Friday and I'm like, dang, my viewership is really down, didn't have many subs. What was going on? It's like, well, everybody was out of the office and they were spending time with their family. They weren't walking. They weren't watching the day. And so not only that, like growing up in small towns, my dad being a preacher, you learn during harvest, expect your church numbers to go down quite a bit because the farmers are always out in the field during harvest. They don't take a day off. So when you're in streaming and you understand that your community is, a lot of them work full time, but they work night shift. So if you go on a stream and, night shift usually they work a 12-hour shift. They work 4 days a week. Those other 3 days a week, they're probably going to be in your stream, but those 4 days a week, they're going to be working your evening streams. That's why they're gone. So that's been really huge for me in understanding my community and not getting discouraged all the time when I see my viewership drop. Just by understanding, getting to know my community and saying, oh, well, this is why they're not there. But yeah, there you go.
Yep. I think one thing that is kind of strange, or not strange, but it could be addressed, I guess. How do you guys like to figure out the time slot from where you start stream? I know it's probably more of like a personal thing of, I have dinner at X time and I wake up at this time, whatever it may be. But like for me, like I have viewers in like Europe and stuff. Like how do you like, and you don't want to neglect them, but I also have people that the majority of the time that hang out and stream are when they
There's
work, and that's in the morning.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you even like, do you just say, all right, I'm gonna do the afternoon, and like whoever doesn't watch at that point, like, all right, that's it, whatever. Or like how do you how do you even go
there's
about that?
depending on the size of your channel, there's a real like if you're just starting out, there's a real easy way to figure out what time you should stream. If
Mhm.
like if you're like just starting out, like 1 viewer, 3 viewers, right? Something like that. Um, do stream for a month, right? Maybe hopefully you'll grow to like 5 or 10 viewers just so there's more numbers to pull from. Stream decent chunks, at least 5 hours, then analyze the analytics, I guess.
Yeah, something like that.
And
Analyze.
and it'll tell you when your highest peak is, and that's the people who are always coming back. So especially going back to Nick's, build a foundation thing, those are the people who are coming back when you have no viewers, right? Those are the people that you really should cater to, right? Maybe you
Mhm.
change your dinner time by an hour because if you stream at that exact time, those people are going to come if you're able to, obviously.
Yeah.
But I have a very similar situation to you. When I first started streaming, my entire chat was German. they spoke German in chat. They used to make fun of me in German in chat. Like the entire thing was German because I streamed from like 10 a.m. to like 4 p.m. And I think that's a pretty sweet spot to stream because you're
Right.
getting specifically for you. This is what I thought anyway. You're getting the people who are at their office, still at work,
Yup.
coming up on their lunch break, right? So maybe they could stop in and say hi. And you have the whole United States on that time clock. And at 11 a.m. US time, it's like 5 p.m., 6 p.m., depending on where you are in the EU. So you have the entire EU community getting off of work at that time. So you
Yup.
have, America on lunch break, you have Europe getting home from work. It's a pretty like sweet spot in my opinion. And it really did pay off. Like a lot of my original community or like people I still talk to now are from London, from Germany, and but to answer your question, the best way to do it, if you have the ability to cater your own personal schedule to your high points of your stream, that's what I think I would probably do. Like if I was doing this again, I would take a look to see what, where everybody does show up, what time they do, and then try to cater, an hour here, half hour here to, so and then one other thing you can do if you're really split on that, if your NA people just can't come if you're streaming, early in the morning because they're at work, maybe do a night stream once a week or something like that,
Right.
and you find another sweet spot like 5 p.m. for you. You just start. So now EU's going to bed, but NA's just coming home. So
Right.
there's specifically for that because I had the exact same situation. That's what I ended up doing. I'll occasionally do a night stream for the people who I always miss. But you can't even blame yourself though. You can't
Of
can't
course
even
not. It's
blame.
impossible.
No, because like yes, you're right.
It's
You can't.
impossible. Yeah.
But a lot of people that I've met, I've been doing this for 3 years. A lot of they got new jobs, they had kids, they don't play
Yeah.
video games anymore. And and it sucks sometimes because they'll be like, all right, man, I'll see you tomorrow. And you don't see them for 8 months and you think they're dead and something happened. And you're like,
Right.
where did Charles X9 Bravo go? That was my boy. And he just leaves you in the lurch, just ghosts you. And
Yeah.
you're sitting there having this like conversation with it. You get to know them, their things about their life. And then, it's just Twitch isn't usually, not all the time, but Twitch isn't usually something you connect with when you change lifestyles or something happens. It's not like, oh, hold on, babe, I gotta go tell that streamer that I'm not gonna be around anymore. Like nobody says that,
Right. That's true.
So that's what I did personally.
There's something we all have to realize is there's kind of different things that people use your stream for. Like people use your stream for like actual connection with like a community. There's some people who just want to watch your stream, don't want to chat. And then there's some people who just want to be in chat but don't want to go any farther than just being in chat, And realistically, you're the flavor of the week a lot of time. And people like you for maybe a day, maybe they like you for a week, maybe they like you for 6 months. And then they don't want to watch you anymore. And that's just like the reality. It's a harsh reality that we have to realize, but you can't like fault somebody for it because we also do that. Like, so there's streamers that you maybe if you watch streams or have time to, like, I feel like I barely have time to, but watching streams, like we can sometimes like get like to a point where you're like, oh, like it's great, but now I'm over it, and, or like YouTubers or whatever. And we are a flavor of the week type of thing. And that's okay. You were meant to be in that person's life for a little bit and maybe give that entertainment or say something positive or whatever it was, and that's okay. It's just, that's the reason why we have like other funnels to bring people to our community. And that's the reason why like we get as many things kind of like dumping into that funnel as we can. Right. Like, and so I think, unfortunately it's really hard because we start to build up real relationships with people and then they're gone. And, like, it's really hard to know which ones to get invested to and which ones not to. And if you get too invested into some of them and then they leave all of a sudden, like I've had people who I'm like, this person's not going to leave without telling me. Right.
Right.
and
my God.
they're gone, dude. Like off the
Yup.
face of the earth, you
Yup,
know. And I'm
yup,
like,
yup.
and you're like, oh shoot, okay. Like, not that they told me that, but I was like, this person's like one of those people who just will be around. Like, and it's not that
Yeah.
like, oh, they'll like sub to me or whatever. It's like they'll just be around, you know.
They'll just be chilling, yeah.
But it's something that I think we just have to realize. Like, oh, like for me, I think about it in a way like I was meant to be in that person's life for that amount of time, and that's what I was meant for. And now we go to the next ones. Maybe they'll come back, and that'll be awesome, you know. But I'm not going to hold that against them because, you know, they don't. I tell people that a lot when they're like, "Sorry, I haven't stopped by in a while," and I won't ever ask like, "Well, why haven't you?" I'll be like,
Why
not?
"Hey," I'll be like, "Hey, dude,"
Right.
I'll be like, "Hey, I get
Yeah.
it." I'll be like, "I get it, man." Like, hey, sometimes I'm gonna be your guys' cup of tea, and sometimes I'm gonna be the thing that you hate the most or something. You know, like in a way, like I'm sometimes gonna be like something where it's like I just don't. I'm gonna be bitter to them in a way. Like I just don't want to watch it right now. I just don't.
Yeah.
You know, and
You know,
that's
It's
okay.
true.
It's funny because like I said, you know, the Save the World community was really, really tiny. But funny enough, like every streamer that had like, you know, a decent sized community, every single one of us was a completely different personality. So in that aspect for the Save the World community, it was almost like a TV show. Like if you wanted to watch somebody play Save the World, you can click me, and I'm a loudmouth idiot 90% of the time. Or you could click on somebody who was his name was Alora, who's a very soft-spoken person who's very analytical and tries to figure out the best such and such. Or you can click on, you know, it's the next guy. And
Yeah.
every single person who played that game, mind you, like the top streamers for that game, there's maybe like 10 of us, maybe like 6. Every single person had a completely different thing, right? So if Ron John wakes up and he's like, damn, I'm having an off day, maybe Tic Tac will make me laugh. So he'll go to me. But normally he maybe goes to Laura, you know, and that's the great thing about streaming. And that's why streaming actually works, because you might find this guy, you know, like especially with me, because I'm very loud. Like a lot of people like that, but on the other hand, I'm annoying to a lot of people as well. And you know, I'm not gonna be like Nick said, not everybody's cup of tea. And even on a daily thing, you know, it's like maybe they don't want to put up. Maybe they have maybe they're hungover. They don't want to hear me screaming through their, you know, TV speakers at 9 a.m.
I've
You know,
literally
like,
had people tell me that before.
like you have to. There's so much that, and that's the worst part, in my opinion. One of top 3 worst parts about streaming content creation. There's so much out of your control. I can't control the game. I can't control updates where you usually get viewer spikes. I can't control people showing up. I can't control my computer, my internet, my camera, my microphone, audio issues, computer issues. There's so much that you cannot control. You can do everything right every single day and still something goes wrong. And that's like one of the worst parts. Like especially bringing it back to Save the World, they killed the game, which inherently kind of hurt my channel a lot.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I can do about it. What can I do? I mean,
Yeah, like all you can do now is just like use every bit of like pissed off emotion that you have to go right into like transition that into like more of excited about what the next part is. Yeah, that's all you can do.
Drive it into something else. I mean, and that's on. But that previous question you asked, Wombat, I know like what you mean. Like when something like that happens, or you notice a dip, or that week or that month was really bad. Right now, I'm having a really bad couple of months, and stream wise. But like you, Nick, probably, you know, like, all right, what else can we do here? What else can we do here? Me, I'm like, this shit's over. I'm done. I'm not turning the stream. No, I'm not streaming. I'm not.
He goes live. Why is there a hole in your wall? Don't worry about it.
It affects me so much.
Yeah.
Like I'm the kind of person like somebody can convince me that, like, I don't know, there was a man on the grassy knoll just from talking to you in chat. And I'm not gullible. It's just I let people affect me with their decisions, or my own decisions I let affect me way more than I probably should.
Yeah. What's crazy to me is, oh, sorry, Casey, go ahead.
I was just saying,
Let me do a quick question really quick. Sorry.
I was gonna do a quick question. Damn
Okay,
it.
go ahead.
For TikTok, quick question. For the Save the World shit, wasn't that shit supposed to be free like 2 years ago? Like, what happened with that?
Don't even get him started, bro.
I kept on seeing like, we're gonna release it for free, you know, this year, and then
Yeah.
2019 comes around, they're like, oh, we're gonna release it for free this year. Like, and now you don't hear about the shit. Like you said, you know, they kind of quit supporting it, but
So what they did, just real quick, the game came out in early access with a promise. They had 3 different like areas.
They're talking about Fortnite Save the World, by the way, everyone. Fortnite Save the World.
That got pushed back to 2019. Then when the Black Hole event, we thought that's when they were going to announce and Fortnite free to play or Fortnite Save the World free to play. That didn't happen, but we couldn't play Save the World during that bullshit event either.
yeah, fuck the Black Hole event.
But so what happened is they never released the 4th place, and then they put a like a blog, like a Fortnite Save the World blog, and they were like, well, now that our game is done, we're not going to release it into free to play. It's going to stay as a premium product. However, anybody who's already bought the game, you get like a bonus of 6,000 V-Bucks or something like that. That's what happened. And but the craziest thing is, even though Fortnite Save the World, I feel very burned by them because I put my heart and soul. Like they flew me out to their headquarters. Like I put everything into that game, and like there was no heads up. Like I just woke up to this thing one day. Anyways, the craziest part is you can get the game right now for like $15, and it's there's so much to do. It's like a really good deal. Even though I hate the goddamn game, I still recommend it to people because for $15, you get a lot. You really do. And it just sucks, man. It just sucks that you know, again, something out of my control. I put all that time in there. I did everything right. They flew me out there. I was friends with the developers. I have signed posters, signed hats, and they just pulled the plug. And what am I supposed to do?
Well, yeah, and it's not like your growth was nowhere in the realm of like where it's like, oh, like a customs thing that I was doing and I grew up to this. Literally, TikTok put out, you know, videos that like when you talk about the Save the World community, you can't, like, a lot of times TikTok's name comes up because people have watched his YouTube videos and people have like seen that like his informational like made them play the game okay, at least, you know what I mean? And so like
Right.
like I think the reality is like you gotta look at it like that when you grab onto something like that, you're like, oh, this is going to be my thing, you know, and you're like, let me just
Right.
keep going, and all of a sudden that tweet comes out. I can't imagine how that like just boom, you know. But I guess
Right,
like
it was almost like getting fired. It really
Yeah.
was. It was a similar feeling to like waking up and then your boss calls and be like, don't come in today. You know, it was definitely a similar feeling. Did you
So what
have
have
a
you
different?
been doing now?
Oh, nothing really. Besides the fact that COVID has, I have a kid. I have a 9-year-old, so he's got e-school every single day, and you know, we could talk a little bit about like the creative aspect of things. If you've made YouTube video, first of all, I can't stream while he's in school. What am I? He's like right there. I'm gonna be like, oh, fucking got him! You see that? Oh, sorry, Miss Basala, my bad. It's not gonna work. So that's out. I can't stream my
playing
normal
games.
time.
Sorry, guys.
sorry.
I can't stream. And then it's really hard to make videos because if you've ever made a video, I don't know if you guys do YouTube, but like you get into that like mindset, right? You're like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna edit this way, this is gonna look like this. Okay, we're 2 minutes in, it's gonna be this, I'm gonna use this transition, blah, 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 blah. And the second somebody pulls you away from that, and I go help them with a math problem or something, and I sit back down, I'm like, damn, what the hell was I doing? And I don't remember. And then the video goes in a different direction. That wasn't originally my plan. And then it's like 2 different ideas and it just doesn't work. So with all of that, I start my stream now. I used to start it at 11. I started at 2 p.m. now, but I've been up since 6:30 in the morning. I'm exhausted dealing with the kid, and I got a new puppy and stuff. And by 2 o'clock, I'm like, I don't want to freaking stream. I want to go to bed, man. I just put in an 8-hour day. I feel like an online teacher. And you know, and like so honestly,
well,
right
and you
now,
pair that tiredness with kind of some of the feelings of like not doing well in the moment, right?
right?
You pair those things together, it's a really difficult combo. 100%.
It really is. So I've just been doing like just chatting or like party nights, and like I'll just I'll have a few drinks on stream, play Among Us, stuff like that. And it, like I said earlier, like that really shows who's there for you and who's there to win a giveaway or who's there to do whatever.
Can I play?
Can I play stuff? Exactly.
The worst thing, the worst question you can ask every time.
Yeah, especially when you're like brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It all stems from Fortnite too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I have a whole video of people ask, like I made an informational video for all the new people coming into it. Can I play? Can I play? What's your epic? Can I play? Can I play? So like after 5 get asked like back to back, I just play the video on stream and like what the instructions to do because nobody can follow them.
You're all exclamation point join.
Join.
Exclamation code.
There's so many people that I don't think they realize, like so many kids that realize they can get in trouble for posting their age in chats because
oh my god,
they're not 13 and you're required to be 13. Like I have somebody in my chat that comes in like, yeah, they'll come in and be like, hi, I'm 9, I want to play Warzone. I'm like, what the heck? Like delete that message quick, please.
Or bro,
and then I have to have a hard conversation. I just have like pause the game or I just leave the game. I'm like, guys, look, if you're 9 years old, like first of all, do your parents know you're on this platform? Because like you're gonna meet some crazy people.
Yeah.
Second of all, don't go do this with just anybody's stream. Like I've heard Nick say this before too, because like I can be receptive to that, but if you go into somebody else's stream and you say you're 9 and you want to play, the responses you're gonna get, you're not gonna want to see.
Yeah.
And then they're like
ban them.
I think
I just ban immediately.
And besides, like a stream like mine, where my current donation goal is for an anime waifu body pillow, like they don't need to be seeing that kind of stuff. No, like I have a 9-year-old. I would not my stream. Like I would let him watch certain streams that I know are family friendly if he's interested in like Among Us or what's that other game? Undertale. He likes that.
He watches me, right?
No, absolutely not.
Strictly banned from WOMBAT'S stream.
He says, "Can we watch Post Malone?" I have no idea what he's talking about most of the time.
The Wish Post Malone, the one from Wish. I think the best one that you ever get though is like when people ask to play and they're like it's my mom's dog's aunt's birthday. Can I please play? It's their biggest wish for me to play. It's like, where's my birthday?
I made the mistake of, well, it wasn't a mistake. I got some amazing content. I helped make some people's days. I dedicated a week to get anybody their first ever Warzone win live on stream. So if you had never gotten a win on Warzone and you DM'd me, I would add you to my game and we'd play. But then I realized that, like, okay, we got the win, but they didn't want to stop playing after they got the win.
Yeah, no.
And so I would be live, and my camera covers my invites because people would ask me if I got their invite, and I would start to say, "Send me another one." I'm like, I'm deleting you because they'll send me 12 in one game of Verdansk, and I'm like, I didn't even get to my loadout yet, and you've sent me 14 invites. Like, no, like, don't spam. And so we have to have this hard conversation. But funny, man, it's tough.
Well, I think we're gonna pretty much end it there, guys. But I thank you guys so much for being on the first episode, man. This has been really, really cool. It's been really cool. Also, this is like kind of revolving, so you guys can come back. It's kind of basically that Discord server that you're in now. I'm gonna be kind of announcing. There'll be times when I do special ones where I have like guests that like are kind of set and whatnot. But a lot of times it'll be like, hey, who wants to be on the podcast this week? And if you guys want to be on it, then awesome, let's do it. And the max that we're gonna have is 8, so that's kind of how it goes down. But dude, this has been really great, man. So thank you guys so much. Great. I appreciate it. Hey, everybody, their links to their streams are in the chat right now. Go follow all of them. If you guys enjoyed this, I appreciate it. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, the links are in the description. And also subscribe to the YouTube channel, you mother truckers. Okay? Alrighty. Well, hey, boys. This podcast is adjourned. No other challenges, okay? You may leave.
Cheers. Cheers, one time for the one time.
There you go, bro.
First podcast.
Is that water? What is that?
That is Terramana tequila.
Tiramisu. I love tiramisu.
Tiramisu is great.
Yeah, I gave you guys all follows, so I'll stop by.
Oh yeah.
This is the Rocks tequila.
Yeah, guys, lurk for lurk, okay?
Yeah, and follow for follow. But before we leave, Wombeezy needs to say it.
What do you need me to say?
What are you going to be doing for the next week,
there-
Nick?
No, there comes a time in every
Oh.
podcast.
There comes a time in every single podcast, everybody, when the podcast must end forever until next Saturday. So long.
See
All
you
right, bye,
guys.
guys.
Later, guys. You have a great one.
You too.